You meet Chappelle. Did he give you any advice?
He was like, man, I'm not like no teacher, nothing like that, but if there's anything you want to talk about, just hit me up. When I closed the deal with Netflix, I asked him, what are the do's and don'ts, or like, what's the general direction I should go in now? And he sent me like 4 or 5 mini paragraphs. And was like, this is what I recommend you do. Thanks to that, I had a good Netflix special.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharpe. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay. Stopping by for conversation and a drink today. He's a rising star, one of the best young comedians working right now. He was nominated as one of Variety's 10 best comics to watch. People of all ages love his down-to-earth humor. Some say he's the funniest comedian in Texas. Writer, entertainer, headliner across the country, internet sensation. Here he is, Ralph Barbosa.
How you doing, Jason?
Yeah. How was that intro? You like that intro? I mean, did I do you right?
Mr. Shannon, that is a good intro.
Did I leave off anything?
Nah, I think it's maybe a little overhyped.
Let me ask you a question. When you hear me reading off of the accolades that you've earned, what goes through your mind?
I need to get to work.
You need to do more work.
Yeah, anytime somebody says something nice about me, it kind of motivates me to just make sure I can live up to it. Can I say something real quick?
You absolutely.
We're rolling, right?
We're absolutely.
Oh, I just want to say, yes, I'm wearing my grills right now.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it as a promotion for my buddy Ken. Ken Flores was the first comedian to wear grills on stage and in his special, and it's streaming on Hulu. May he long live Ken Flores.
Okay.
He passed away recently, but
I'm sorry
he lives forever on YouTube, on Hulu. Look him up on Hulu, all right? Ken Flores.
That's what I was about to ask you, your Hulu special. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. Hulu made an offer, and I liked it a lot.
So the Hulu made you the offer. Is that how you got the grill, or you had the grill first?
Nah, the offer came first. We had to tape the special to get the grills.
Okay, you tape the special to get the grill, okay.
Yeah, Hulu, they had this big plan, because they didn't produce their own comedy specials at first.
Right.
So they reached out to so many comedians to get them like on board, and this was the first year they do it. So it's like one comedian releases their special like each month. Mm-hmm. So August is my month. My special release is August 8th, and
you excited?
A whole bunch of promo. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. I'm everything.
Yeah. So when Hulu said, you know what, they reached out to your representative, it's like, man, we really want Ralph to do a special. When you got the call from your agent, what's going through your mind? And you like, did you have an idea kind of where you wanted to go? So I just want to know, when he picks up the call and say, hey, Ralph, I got a call from Hulu. Hulu wants you to do a special. They're doing this thing where they're going to have a comedian do a special each month. And one of the months, they want Ralph to do it.
Well, at first, I'm like, Hulu? They don't do no specials, man.
Right.
But, I mean, it seemed worth the risk. I had an appearance on HBO already. Mm-hmm. I had YouTube sets go viral. I had my Netflix appearance already. I was like, we might as well go for another, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And I mean, they had like a good plan. Like they told us what their plan was, and I didn't feel like we could go wrong. Mm-hmm. Then they showed me the list of other comedians that also signed up, and I was like, well, they're doing it. Hell yeah, let's go.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down.
If they're jumping off a bridge, let's jump.
Let me ask you this. Because I'm not a comedian, historian or anything like that. But you mentioned Ken Flores. George Lopez is another famous Hispanic comedian. Who did you draw inspiration from when you were growing up? Did you always want to be a comedian?
Yeah, I always wanted to be a comedian. I wanted to be a comedic actor, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to be like Adam Sandler.
Okay,
like
yeah,
that,
okay.
Or I wanted to be like on skits. Like I really liked, Chappelle Show skits, Saturday Night Live skits. Mm-hmm. So I went to an acting class because I read online that Adam Sandler did acting school.
Yeah.
So I went to one at a community college. I couldn't go to the one he went to. And I was horrible at it. My acting teacher was like,
"This ain't for you."
Why, yeah, like why do you want to do this with her? I mean, he was like supportive and everything, but I told him I just wanted to be like a funny actor. And he told me that a lot of the funny actors, they do other types of comedy too, like improv and stand-up.
Yeah.
So he told me about like open mics, and I bombed really bad, but I also got like obsessed with it right off the bat.
Right.
So I was like, man, I'm just stick to that. I didn't go back to the acting class. Stayed at open mics.
Right. You're from Dallas.
Yes, sir.
Does that mean you're a Cowboys fan?
I mean, like, yeah, by default. I don't watch a lot of football, but I'm a Cowboys fan.
You Cowboys down.
That's where I'm from, man.
So y'all so Super Bowl this year.
It's yeah, every year's our year.
Yeah, I know that. But it ain't been y'all year for a minute though. It's been 30 years. Were you alive?
We're about due, Shannon.
I was just about to ask you, were you alive when the Cowboys won the last Super Bowl?
I almost feel like they're bad luck charms. They stopped winning after I was born. Don't laugh at me, man.
What about the Mavericks? Are you a Mavericks fan?
Yeah, I'm a Mavericks fan.
Okay, you're a Mavericks fan. You find out they're trading Luka. What goes through your mind?
A bunch of cuss words, bunch of bad stuff about the new owner, and tears, because he didn't even want to go. Like,
right.
It's like when your mom has like a new boyfriend and you like him a lot, but then she dumps him, or like she cheats on him. Like, bro, we finally had one.
Yeah, we had one. He wanted to be here.
Yeah, he wanted to be.
Yeah, you ran him off.
And then it's worse because I don't like the Lakers. It's like, of all the people, the Lakers, it's horrible. That's like if your chick starts banging your worst enemy. Like, that just hurt. And then Lakers fans are all supporting him now.
Yeah.
But
you know, LA, they got a big community, man. Cause I mean, you should like that. They got a big Hispanic community. Y'all got something to bond over. Like when you had Luka, now they got Luka.
I love that LA has a big Hispanic community, and I love LA.
Yeah.
But you know what? And I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate over this. Teams wise, I don't like the Lakers.
Why you don't like the Lakers?
I like the Celtics.
Oh, like,
I want to infiltrate the cities that have a smaller Hispanic population. I want all the Mexicans to move to Boston.
That's a long commute, bro.
Okay, but think about it like this: Mexicans who are gonna cross, maybe you're planning to cross tomorrow. The further you go up north, the harder it is for them to catch you, maybe. That being said, look, I'm gonna show you. This is my Automotive channel.
Okay.
We got these shirts available online if y'all want one.
What does it say? Let me see. What does it say?
Oh wait, where? Stay right here.
Can you see it? Can you see it? Okay. They can't deport us if they can't catch us.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's our Automotive channel. It's called Formula B.
Let me ask you a question. What happens if they actually catch one of y'all and somebody got that shirt on camera when ICE has you guys in handcuffs? How that's gonna work out for you? I don't think you're gonna sell any more shirts.
We go down even more popular. It's better to go down on camera, you know?
Oh my goodness. Let me ask you, okay. Luka goes to the Lakers. What if LeBron went to the Mavericks?
I mean, I'd want to just to get even. But I don't even think a lot of LA fans would even care. They'd be like, so what? We got Luka, like he's younger.
Yeah, true.
I don't know how much longer.
So you're
LeBron
spiteful. You're vengeful.
That's the
You're
whole.
vindictive.
If I wasn't vindictive, I wouldn't have a career right now. I'm still, every time I'm getting on stage, I still think about open micers from 10 years ago that pissed me off.
What happened open mic 10 years ago?
Oh, just people who like, maybe other local comedians who booed me or something.
The other comedians who booed?
My first time on stage, I got booed by other open micers.
Come on, bro.
Well, look,
I thought y'all supposed to support each other.
For the most part, we do, but this was like my first open mic ever. Sign up was like at 5 p.m. Mic starts at 8 p.m. By the time I go up, it's like 1 a.m. There's the host, the guy who's hosting the mic, and then there's like another local comic, open micer, and then his buddy were there. And so he was just on after me, but he was drunk at that point. So by the time I get up there and I just start talking, he's like, get the off. So I was like, all right, that's my time.
So you cut your set short?
Yeah.
I mean, open mic, what do you get, 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe?
At 1 a.m. you get 3 minutes.
3 minutes. So you only had 3 minutes, and he got up there, he was already, a little inebriated.
I got about a minute 15, minute 20.
And you cut your own set short.
My first year of comedy, anytime anybody would yell, I would get off stage. I would get nervous.
Damn.
But you know, it's like repetition. Now I'm on stage so much that if people talk to me, like, I'm more comfortable. I'm way more comfortable than anybody in the audience.
Right.
The stage, like, it don't matter what stage it is, any stage, and I think any comic will agree. After you do it so many times, the stage is like your house. It's
Right.
Like, how you gonna talk shit to me in my house? Like,
Right.
So it's fun now.
You know what? You know what I like about you, Ralph? Is that because most of the comedians that I've had up here, they've never been booed. They started off and they were already at the level they are now. They almost make it seem like they started off at that level. And you were here because, like, man, when I went to open mic, man, I got booed. There wasn't but 4 people in the house, and one of them was supposed to come on after me, and he booed me.
Every comedian is lying. Every comedian is lying. I don't care who you are. Your first year is trash.
Yeah.
And maybe it wasn't as trash as mine or
Right.
as the next comedian, but
But you had to start from somewhere.
yeah. If you were that funny in your first year of comedy, you would already been touring in your first year of comedy.
Right.
Something would have popped off. You know?
Right. What was it like growing up in Dallas?
I technically grew up in Mesquite, which is like a suburb of Dallas.
Okay.
And I spend a lot of my weekends in Oak Cliff, which is like a hood of Dallas.
Okay.
But it was like, in Oak Cliff, they make fun of me for being in Mesquite.
Okay.
Yeah, because, you know, Mesquite was kind of, for people that were actually from the hood, Mesquite was like a nice neighborhood.
Right.
But to white people, Mesquite was still trash.
Well.
So I feel like I couldn't win.
So if being in the Mesquite, if you're like, it's a nice area if you're there, but if you're not from Mesquite, they're like, bro, where you from? Oh, ooh.
Nah, I don't know how to explain it. And then I'm like a block away from Dallas,
Yeah.
like from the county line. There's no difference, like there's not a big difference. But because I was a block away, if Dallas people would hear me claim Dallas, they'd be like, you're not from here.
Yeah.
You're from across the street. You're from Mesquite. But then I got on Netflix and everybody was like, you know he's from Dallas, right?
So that once you started popping, then they wanted to claim you.
Yeah. County lines didn't matter no more.
Right. I read your grandmother raised you. My grandmother raised me. What would I mean? I don't know your situation with your mom, but what was that experience like with grandmas? Because grandmas are normally a little bit more strict than moms.
My grandma was not. From what I hear, my grandma and my grandpa were really strict and tough on my mom and my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, they were like the best parents in the world. Like,
Okay.
and spoiled me. My grandma, as soon as school would be out, my grandma would take us down to Mexico. She would drive, like me and my cousin, and sometimes I'll take like a friend. And then she would go to like, because we'd visit like 3 different cities. We got family like in 3 different cities in Mexico. So she would drive to like the furthest city out to pick up more of my cousins.
Damn.
And then bring us to the city where
Did
she
you
had a
have a
house in
school
Mexico.
bus? I mean, you picking up a lot of people.
We were in a single cab pickup truck, just riding in the bed of the truck through Mexico. Over there, that's cool. Like they don't trip on that.
We did that when we were younger, Ralph, but we were working. We were going to the fields.
Dang.
Yeah.
How old are you? That was a long time ago, the field.
57.
Oh.
Yeah. I haven't seen people still ride in the bed of a pickup truck.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I live out in the country, so out there, yeah.
So you have a pickup truck.
Yeah. We got a few. One of them runs. But yeah, we used to go.
You use the other one for spare parts.
Yeah.
You know, you got.
My grandma used to take us to yell at prostitutes in Mexico.
What?
Yeah. So like, she would take us to the movies, and it's a border town we'd be at. It's called Matamoros. So she'd take us over to Brownsville, Texas, to go to the movies.
Right.
And then she'd take us back across, and it'd be about like 11 p.m. And she'd take us to a park, and we'd be out there at the park. And then after that, she'd take us to a little corner store where they got women in bikinis that serve you like liquor and stuff.
Yeah.
And we weren't buying liquor though; we were just buying like chips and sodas.
Oh, I thought you were talking about buying something else.
But one time, I yelled at one of the bikini ladies to call me. So then my grandma started driving around to like where there would be like hookers and stuff, and then we'd all just yell like, "Let me get your number" and stuff, and then she would drive off, and she would just laugh. So I had a great childhood.
Grady was like that, huh?
Yeah, she was fun.
Why do you feel that? And I feel this exact same way. That grandparents are so instrumental in minority communities.
I don't know. I think within minority communities, and I'm not trying to like disrespect white people. Maybe it's not a
Because we can only speak to what we know.
Yeah, maybe it's not a color thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a money thing. But
Right.
I think that when you have less, you cherish your family more. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe like the grandparents get a lot wiser in minority communities.
Mm-hmm.
I think in minority communities, our grandparents were the first to realize that if you raise your kids right, you can spoil your grandkids. But if you spoil your kids, you'll end up raising your grandkids.
Correct.
So I think my grandma knew, like, all right, well, I got to raise them now. But at the same time, like, he ain't my kid, so I can spoil him.
Because he get bad, I send him back to his mom and dad.
Yeah.
Oh man, let me ask you this: you said your girlfriend parents never argued in front of her.
My ex-girlfriend.
Your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
But your parents, like, they could, when they say, okay, he's around now, let's go.
I think sometimes my grandpa would argue with my grandma in front of me on purpose. To
Why?
Be like, I think he would do it to be like, look, this is what you need to be like, or something.
He wanted to show you he was the man.
And then my grandma would do it because she'll be like, look, this is what you don't need to be like. So I don't know. I would just ignore them. But it's hard to ignore them because, like, my room was right in front of the living room.
Right.
So, like, I hear everything.
Right.
But
What were some of the things they would argue about? You coming in late, maybe some bills didn't paid, maybe this or that.
My grandpa, as he got older, started, I think, losing his authority. And so, like, he used to be the type he was always the type to tell my grandma, like, where you at? You need to be home at this time. Like,
right.
I need my dinner. I need this, whatever, right? But as I started getting older, as I was like a teenager, my grandma would meet up with all her old lady friends from the neighborhood and from down the street or whatever, and play. You ever played Loteria? It's like Mexican bingo, but instead of numbers, it's like little pictures.
Okay.
And her and her friends will play till like 2, 3 in the morning.
What?
They'll take little cigarette breaks and they'll go back and they're gambling, like
right.
little $1 games, $2 games. And so my grandpa would be mad. He would be calling her blowing up her phone, like she needs to come home. And one day she just like stopped. She was just like, man, I don't care. So they would argue about that sometimes. Like she would get home and he'll be mad, or the next day he'll be mad, telling her like, you can't be doing that. But she was like, man, I don't give a damn no more.
I tell you, is it true that you would get in trouble at school? The teachers would call your house, and then you would translate for your grandmother what they were saying in Spanish, which wasn't what they were saying.
That really only happened like one time, but every couple times that I would have to translate anything, like even if I wasn't in trouble, my grandma would assume that I was in trouble, but she also wouldn't really care.
Right.
My mom lived with us too. My mom would just move out sometimes and then come back and stuff. My mom, when she was living with us, she would be the one to be more mad about like if I got in trouble.
Right.
So my grandma would tell me like, if you're in trouble, just call my phone. Like, because she wouldn't understand them anyway. She'd be like, oh, okay, like we'll talk about it and then like just whatever, hang up. So like she didn't even care.
So but you translated. You like, oh yeah, grandma, it was good. They said I got good grades, or they said I was well behaved. But were you a class clown? Were you always funny? So how did you stumble, or did you stumble upon this comedic side of you? Did you know you always wanted to be a comedian? How did that come about?
I knew I wanted to be a comedian, but I was only class clown in some classes.
Right.
As a kid, I was always nervous about my voice. Mm-hmm. I was insecure about the way I sounded when I talked. I felt like I sounded goofy, like in a bad way.
Right.
I have a friend named Alex Rosas, and he's always really handsome, and he talked real like suave. And I would be like, bro, I want to talk like how you talk, like. But when I talk, people don't really take me serious. So what I would do, especially when I got to like high school, is on the first couple weeks of school, I would test the waters, and I would try to throw a joke out there or something. And if they laugh, well, I know I could be a class clown in this class. And if they didn't, then I just wouldn't talk.
Right.
But I didn't like my voice enough to just conversate with anybody. I also was nervous to talk to people one-on-one conversation. So I wouldn't talk unless it was like something goofy to say. But if they weren't really laughing at my jokes, then I just wouldn't talk the whole year in that class.
Your grandmother grew up in Mexico. You grew up in Mesquite, close to Dallas, things of that nature. Did you spend a lot of time in Mexico as a child, other than just your grandmother taking you back and forth? And did you spend like, say, 3 weeks or a month or anything?
Yeah, I'll spend like 3 months over there every summer, like the whole summer over there.
What was that experience like? What is the difference between Mexico and say you spend a little time in Brownsville because that's the border town, Laredo, all that's close down there. So what's it like in Mexico compared to where you was growing up in Mesquite, Dallas?
We're from like the coast. Our family's near the coast, so it was like
What's the name of that?
Tamaulipas.
Okay.
And so we're like at the beach a lot. Like, I'm gonna take to the beach all the time.
Okay.
So we're always swimming. It's fun over there. Even like, maybe my cousin's houses weren't as nice as like our house back in the States.
Right.
We have to use like our house, but it was funner. You learn to, I guess, to get a little humbled. The little town that my cousin is from is called Las Lomas, and it's almost like a kick your shoes off type of vibe. Like the whole little town, everybody knows everybody. It's a dirt road town. I could walk barefoot, shirtless through the whole town.
Right.
Walk like you got to move to the side so the herd of cows can walk through. Like,
Damn.
it's cool, man. You see the beach right there. Like I would say the difference is right there. You just be more casual. Whereas over here, like if I walk around without a shirt, people probably think I'm on drugs or something.
They do.
If I'm barefoot and shirtless.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So like I don't know, out there it's just you feel a little more relaxed, I think.
What's the difference in cuisine? Because everybody says like
It's a lot more diarrhea over there.
because like they have let's just say for example they have Nigerian, you have Caribbean, you have Jamaican, X, Y, and Z, and you might have that in the States, but people that's from those areas says it doesn't actually taste like it does if it's over there. Do you notice a difference? Like when you go to Mexico and you have a dish from Mexico and then they cook that same dish over here in the States?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been back since I was a teenager, but
Okay.
I mean, the food is definitely greasier from what I remember.
Over here? Over here?
Over there.
Okay.
And you can match it over here, but you got to go to like a real hole in the wall spot. You know what I
Right.
mean? Where people aren't trying to live up to like any
standard, yeah.
any standards. Like people are just trying to cook it the same way they cooked
Right.
it when they were back home.
Oh, okay.
You ever go to Mexico?
I'm
gonna take you to Mexico, man. I want to go to the beach. I'm gonna take you in our pickup truck.
No. We got to go in a Sprinter.
In the spring.
We got to go in a Sprinter, man. Is it true that your grandmother told you that when you came here, look, don't touch nothing? Just, because I guess she was afraid.
Nah, not necessarily. Like we'd see stuff on TV, and I was a little kid, but it was like George Bush on TV and a bunch of like new stuff, Iraq with her.
Right.
But she would just be like her opinion about every politician was essentially like, they're crazy. Like, don't worry about that. They're
Right.
crazy. But she wouldn't like encourage me to like, you need to vote or like you need to pay attention to this stuff. Like none of that. She was just like maybe once she actually told me like, don't even bother voting. Like they're just all crazy. Fuck
Right.
that.
So that's the grandmother that raised you. That was your mom's mom. Did your father's mom? How did you go spend time with her?
Every now and then.
You right.
Yeah, but she had a lot of stories. You ever sit down near your grandma? I feel like everybody, at least one of your grandmas is like that, where you sit down and she just automatically starts a story that maybe she left off at the last cookout.
And she remembered and started telling it
Yeah,
again?
she just starts telling it again, and she starts telling you how she's related to everybody. Like she starts showing me pictures of like, this is your grandpa's cousin, but I divorced your grandpa like in '88. But his cousin was so nice, and I'm like, why are you showing me this? Like,
Right. What did that got to do with the conversation, girl?
yeah, so like she was more like that, It was,
My grandparents, like I lived with my mom's mom and dad, grandparent.
where did you grow up at?
I grew up in South Georgia.
Okay.
They raised us. When we got an opportunity to go with my dad's parents, they didn't get an opportunity to see us much. So we got whatever we wanted. We go to the store, we get any kind of cereal we want. We got hamburgers with hamburger buns. We got hot dogs with hot dog buns. We got honey buns. We got all kind of stuff. And then we go back like, I remember telling my brother, I said, man, I sure wish we could stay with Grandma Charlie because, it was such a vast difference between the two. Did you notice a difference between grandparents?
I grew up great. We always had hot dog buns.
Now, no, you get hot dog, hot dog with I guess
the
y'all
little
call it white
sandwich
bread.
bread?
Yeah. See, we call it lightning bread. But yeah.
Lightning bread?
Yeah.
Or we just call it sandwich bread. Why you call it lightning bread?
I don't know. That was just what they called it in the South. And so
Lightning bread.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start using that.
So let me ask you, look, you're Hispanic and you saw all the Hispanics for Trump, and you saw farmers for Trump, you saw gays for Trump. And then, you see
Gay
what's
people were supporting him too?
yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, some people might say the same thing about, you know,
Yeah,
Hispanic because they do it a lot around it.
You gays always surprise me.
Oh, Lord.
I love it though.
When you see what's happening, what goes through your mind?
I think that no matter I mean, hey, support who you want to support. That's like the beauty of this country, right? More power to you. But I think if you like, excuse my language, if you dick ride either side too much, you lame, you dork.
Right.
Like if you're gonna go red, like fine, be red. If you're gonna go, left, like be left. But I think when you're like just shoving that out there, you swear that like Trump is the new Jesus Christ, like shut the up.
You do realize now, if whomever you vote for, and they do something like, okay, it's like he kind of told you like what he was going to do. He wanted to have this mass deportations and he wanted to round up so forth and so on. So if you was one of that, Hispanics for Trump, and all of a sudden your family member or you get ensnared in that trap, you can't be mad and says, well, why is he doing this? Because he told you that's what he was going to do.
Yeah, I wasn't supporting Trump though. Why you coming at me like that?
Saying, no.
Don't clip that up, Shannon. Like Shannon Sharpe goes off on Ralph for voting for Trump. Like,
hell nah. But I'm saying, you see a lot of people now that's like, well, this is not what I voted for. That's exactly what you voted for.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. People are like, why is he doing this? Like, why is he doing what he said he's gonna do?
Yeah, why you mad because he's doing what he said he was
I don't like when people come at me or they be in my comments, they're talking about, Obama deported more people. It's like, bro, like 15 when Obama got in office. I didn't vote for Obama either. I didn't vote for nobody.
Do you know anyone that's been deported?
Yeah, my uncle, but he's back.
Right.
But he always gets deported.
But you know you're not supposed to say that. Somebody might watch this and then go get him again.
Man, I got like 18 uncles.
They don't know which one.
They don't know which one. Plus, he's probably hiding somewhere.
Yeah.
All right.
But, help me understand this, because this is what I tell people. When I was growing up and I became what I became, I said work a lot of jobs, because working a lot of jobs will tell you what you don't want to do when you get older. Because if I promise you, when you young and you full of energy, you energetic and you just go. If you don't want to do those jobs then, you think you're going to want to do it when you're 25, 30, 35, 40, 50? Mm-mm. And so the problem that I have is that, okay, we're going to round up these people, but some of these people are doing jobs. I ain't going to lie. A whole lot of Americans ain't going to want to do that manual labor, that field stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
People that
also, everybody who's like, I mean, not everybody, right? But I see a lot of these videos of people at the rallies for Trump, and like, they're like, oh, well, they're in this country illegally, and a bunch of them are criminals. But why are they pulling up to job sites if they're looking for criminals?
Yeah. And then when they shut down, you see farmers, going bankrupt because a lot of them do farm work, construction. A lot of them do construction work. A lot of them they're doing work, Ralph, that I promise you, there are not a whole lot of Americans. I'm not saying not every American, but there are a lot of Americans that don't want to do those jobs.
Yeah, also, they're getting hired, like, by people who want them here, bro. Like, what the fuck? It's not like they just showed up like, hey, you gonna pay me, like,
right,
or we'll kill your family. Like.
You used the ICE hotline?
Nah, that was a joke.
I know.
I gotta clarify this, man, because
people believe that's true.
Yeah, even like other Hispanic people, like I joke like that because it's like, bro, I'm joking about my own people, right, like with my own people. Right. You know what I mean? And then people want to comment like, Ralph is destroying his own people, and it's like, I don't know.
But you call on your ex-girlfriend?
Yeah, I'll call her on her. Nah, like, this is maybe whole advice, but you never completely get rid of an ex, man.
Why not?
You might need that hotline one day. You might need a shoulder to cry on one day. Hey, how you been? You don't ever do that. Hey, how you been? I've been thinking about you lately.
Hello. Are you like crying? Are you trying to get back, or you just? I mean, you really going through something and you really need someone to talk to?
No, it's booty calls.
Oh, no. Ain't no spinning the block, Ralph. Ain't no spinning the block. Nah. You done, Ralph. You can't be doing that, bro.
Why?
What you mean? Why? You broke up for a reason.
Okay, but we could be friends.
Nah, Ralph. You go her way, you go your way, and allow her to go her way. Allow her to have somebody in her life.
Shannon, let me tell you something. When you start dating somebody, even if y'all don't get serious, y'all reach some level of intimacy.
Yes.
I don't want to go and get intimate with every girl I meet and have to date her. Sometimes you just hit up an old flame and you watch some TV together, you Hulu and chill.
Okay, Hulu and chill. Division in the community, Latin community. Why is there so much division in the Latin community? You cause some of it too. You all them jokes you be telling.
Yeah, maybe I caused a little bit of it. Maybe I should put a magnifying glass up too. I don't know, man. It sucks to say, but damn, bro, Mexicans be hating on other Mexicans.
But see, that's funny that you say that, because from the outside it looks like, I would like, man, y'all great in the community, like y'all live together, the grandparents, parents, kids, all y'all live together. So I would assume, until I started like, hold on, they be beefing like that?
Yeah, it's weird. You can't have success near your loved ones.
Really?
Not too much, maybe. I don't know. I just feel like.
And I don't want to be stereotypical, because people say, well, see how he generalizes Mexicans, like we all live together. But I'm just saying, that's how people.
I know what you mean. Like we're very close family-wise.
Yes.
But it's weird, man. Like 90% of my fan base is probably Mexican. So all I can go off of is, like, what I'm speaking here is from my experience, right? Like based off of my comments, my messages, my feedback from people after shows. Like, I'm never Mexican enough, bro. Like, there's always so many people. But also, these people are judging me based off of 1 or 2 clips they might have seen. Like, they don't even know me.
Right.
If I don't post the clip where I'm speaking Spanish for a month, they're like, he don't know Spanish. He's not a real Mexican. He's not doing Spanish jokes, so he's not a real Mexican. He don't know Sabo kid. Yeah. If I do jokes in Spanish, they're like, well, now he's catering. Now he's like your stereotypical Mexican. It's like, bro, that never happened.
So you're never going to be able to please everybody.
But it doesn't bother me too much, because the ones I'm not pleasing, it's very small compared to the ones who are pleased, or who the ones I'm pleasing.
Right.
That sounds weird to say, but I'm pleasing more people than I'm not pleasing.
You travel the country, so obviously you're a vast community. So how you accepted, say, in the West versus the South versus the Northwest, the Midwest, the East?
I would say East Coast, West Coast, and the South. Boom, like I could never go broke there as long as I'm telling jokes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Midwest shows a lot of love too. Like Chicago, I don't know if anybody's ever sold out my shows as fast as Chicago has.
Really?
Yeah.
I would not think there's a heavy Hispanic demographic in Chicago.
Yeah. And what's cool about the Midwest and the East Coast is that it goes into other, cultures too. Like I'll get Mexicans, I'll get Puerto Ricans, I'll get Dominicans.
Okay.
I even start getting, like in the Midwest and the East Coast, I even start getting like a lot of like Indians.
Really?
A little bit of Asians, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, the West Coast also super supportive. Like California will sell out really fast.
Yes.
Texas will sell out fast. You know what's crazy about Texas? Like I'm from Dallas, and Dallas is always sold out. It's my hometown. They show a lot of love. But Houston will sell out quicker. I don't know who sells out quicker, Houston or Chicago.
Wow.
Yeah. And New York sells well too, you know what I mean? Like New York, North Carolina does, I feel like do really well there. But in between those, like once you go like upstate New York, or once you go to like I've never been to Wyoming.
Right.
I don't think I got a fan out there, you know?
Right.
I would like to go to some different places.
How do you guys put together where you're going to tour at?
Man, I leave that to like my manager, my agent. Okay. I will tell them like, hey, I get a lot of comments of people telling me to like come to Detroit or come to this city, come to that city. Like, can y'all
can we sell it out? Can we? Yeah.
The first time I ever started like touring or trying to schedule a tour, they were telling me like, oh yeah, we're gonna set up a Zoom meeting and this is our like data analysis person. We're gonna see where you do the best at. But I'm like, bro, I'm going off of these comments. Like, please put me in Chicago. Like, and I remember that one specifically. I felt like I love my agent. He's cool and everything. But I felt like, bro, why is he not listening to me? Like, why don't I have a Chicago date booked already? I told them maybe like 2-3 times, and they were like, yeah. Well, right now we got an offer for this city, that city. And then they put up my first Chicago show ever. They put it up for sale, and I remember telling him like maybe like in an hour, I was like, bro, it's sold out already. And like I see if we can add one. It's like, all right, yeah. And then we ended up having to move it because I ended up doing I had to clear out the schedule to leave dates open to do the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. But yeah, we went back, and even till this day, like I'll go to Chicago just to work out material. If I post, like I got 2 shows tonight, they'll sell out real fast. So then we'll add. Last time we did that, we stayed there for like a week because we just kept adding shows and adding shows.
Yeah.
And Chicago people are cool as hell, like humble as hell. I mean, and it's everywhere. Like you get cool, humble people everywhere, but I don't know what's in the water over there. They like me.
Right. So Chicago is one of your favorite cities to tour to. But I was listening to you say like your dad, like your manager and your agent and stuff, and that's what they look at. They look at the data. They look at, the most people who's looking at those comments, who buy merchandise, who, so forth and so on. And so they base it on, LA, we got to do LA.
LA shows a lot of love.
Yeah.
California, all of California shows, like I can go to certain states and like if we go to the big cities, like, okay, yeah, we'll sell tickets, no problem. We'll have some good shows, everything, right? But then we'll go to like their smaller cities,
right?
And maybe it's a little harder to sell. But like California, Texas, and I mean that's really all I can think of. Maybe Arizona too. Like I can go to the big cities and the little cities, and they'll still like, you know what I mean? Bakersfield, it's just a tiny little town out in Cali. That will sell out as quick as LA will.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what I like about like California and Texas. Big town, little town, don't matter. Like,
did you have anybody? To switch the topics, and I wanted to talk to you about this. Did you have anybody impacted by the floods?
No, not that I know personally. No.
Right.
But yeah, that's
It's tough.
crazy. Yeah, it's tough. That sounded something almost like it was made up. It was scary.
You know what? And I'm sorry, I saw a time lapse, and I don't know if it was AI, and they were showing it how it was just like, raining, and all of a sudden you see the rain and people getting out of town, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it was AI, and then all of a sudden, water's tall as houses.
That's insane.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, I opened up my phone and I saw that. And it's how many people had passed away.
Yes.
I was like, that just sounds unreal.
But I watching it in your community, how you guys came together to help.
Yeah.
Like rescue and look and to do things like that. I mean, it's always great to see communities come together because although maybe that community, someone from that family, they didn't have a family or a friend or a loved one that was lost, but to see communities band together because we do have more similarities than dislike. Somehow over the years, we've allowed politicians to say whatever little dislike that we are, they play on that and it grows.
I mean, I guess I really always love that about being from Texas and I know other people from other states that be like, y'all swear y'all are so cool because y'all from Texas, or why do y'all love Texas? But Texans are very proud to be Texans. So I think we kind of band together over that, like Texans help other Texans.
You believe in aliens?
Yeah. It's funner to believe in them than not to believe in them. Why am I going to walk around here like there's nobody out there?
But you said they're dumb.
I mean,
because they always crash. They never can land safely.
Aliens, I don't know why we assume they're naked all the time. Why else would we assume they're naked unless there was proof that they're naked? You know what I mean?
What do you think? You think the
like, okay, like all the cartoons, all the movies.
Yeah,
they're always like, look at these intelligent life forms that are coming to the planet and they're gonna. Either we go to war with them or they're way smarter than us and their technology's advanced. But why are they naked? Is that part of evolution? Are we going to be naked in 100 years?
Well, let me ask you this. What if the aliens showed up in chrome hearts, jeans, and some Nike? Then you like, okay.
Then I would want to study them. I'd be like, who do you follow on this?
The dog days of summer means it's time for the boys of summer to kick into gear. And the best way to cash in on your baseball IQ is with DraftKings Sportsbook. Never bet on baseball before? It's simple. Pick a guy to go yard, hammer some live odds mid-game, or just ride with your squad and hope for the best. No spreadsheets, just vibes and dingers. Here's something special for first-timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code Shannon. That's code Shannon for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Your mom gave birth to you when she was 16. Your mom was a young mom. Mm-hmm. And, that's probably why your grandparents had especially your grandmother had such a big impact in your life. What's your relationship like with your mom?
Oh, my mom has like the greatest sense of humor. I think she's a big reason I got into comedy. She loved like funny movies. She still loves funny movies, funny shows, like all that stuff. And I take my son to see her. I try to go once a week. Sometimes I don't make it, you know what I mean? But yeah, we get along great. She worries about me a lot. She had me at a young age, so she was like...
She had to grow up. When you have a child at a young age, Ralph.
Well, that's the thing, is like at first she wasn't growing up.
She still wanted to be a kid. Yeah.
So I understand, but I watched that kid grow up before my own eyes, and I'm so proud of her. She now, because I got other siblings, between like my dad and my stepmom, whatever. But my mom, with my mom, I have another sister, and my sister is I believe she's 13 right now. And it's crazy watching my mom be like...
so different with her than she was with you?
Yeah, because now my mom's older and everything, and like, I'm all for it too, you know what I mean? Like, whatever I can do to like help them out, I'm all like, my sister plays volleyball, she's really good at volleyball, she plays like on select teams and stuff.
Wow.
So sometimes I can get pricey, but like I'll do my part to like help them out and make sure she can stay in there, because my mom's all for it. My mom works her 9 to 5, and then right after work, we'll take my sister to her practice or to her like, my sister's in band, whatever. So like, it's crazy seeing that, but I love it. I love when I go over there. She's always just worried about me, but I joke around with her a lot. I tell her I'm out here on drugs and I'm dying and stuff.
Even though she's worried about you.
Yeah, but she knows I'm playing around,
You said that your mom broke up with a lot of people, but you respected the guys that beat her to the punch and broke up with her first. Were you joking?
Yes and no.
Hello? How you gonna be applaud the visitors? The home team is mom. How you applaud the visitors?
I love my mom, but I learned a lot about like how not to be as an adult through these men's failures. And through my mom. Like, no offense to my mom, but I also have a lack of trust in women because of my mom. Because I would see her like just treat these dudes like whatever. Like, she'll brush them off to the side, be like, I don't want to date this dude no more. Like, and these dudes would like call her and just be like, please get back with me and stuff. And it was lame. So whenever if I ever caught wind of a dude breaking up with my mom first and I saw my mom like cry for him or something, I'd be like, look, that's how you need to be.
Man, how you gonna see your mom disappointed and talk about, yeah, they got you back?
Well, because like, it's not that I was like, they finally got you, ma. Nah, like I feel bad for her too, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, I watched my mom be like she wasn't no sucker for no dude, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like, I didn't feel so bad for her because I'm like, she's gonna be fine.
Right.
Like, she knows what she's doing. She's fine.
Did you ever get close to some of the gentlemen that she was dating?
Nah, I never really. Like, they
because
were
you know
nice.
they weren't gonna be around for a long time. They weren't gonna be around long.
It wasn't that I didn't think, because she would have like, you know, long-term relationships or whatever. I just never liked that, because like, to me, I have my dad, you know what I mean? So
Right.
It's like, I have a dad. I'm not looking for a father figure. I also have my grandpa, who was like my dad, you know, my mom's dad. So it's like, I was never like, is this my dad? Like,
Right.
I was like, bro, you basically dating my sister right now. Like, and they would try to be all cool with me and stuff. I was just like, all right, whatever.
You ain't getting no money out of them? Like, hey, you want me to like you? Break me off a couple of dollars.
There was one dude who, when I was 12, was with my mom for a while, and he would let me drive his truck. He kind of gave me a couple lessons, and he would just let me take off in my truck, go pick up my friends. I was like 12, and I thought he was cool for that, you know. He also caught me skipping school one day, and he didn't snitch me out.
He didn't snitch on
Nah, he just told me like, man, don't be doing that, like, you know, whatever. So I always thought he was pretty cool.
Right.
And I remember when they broke up, I did get kind of sad, and he like, He was the only one of the guys my mom dated when I was growing up. He was the only one that like sat down and told me like, hey man, like I'm sorry, but me and your mom are not gonna date no more. Yada yada. And then he just hands me like $100. I'm like, the f is this? Bro? Like, this ain't good, fellas. He's like, now I gotta turn my back on you. I mean, I took it, but I was like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you ain't say, nah, bro, I'm good.
yeah.
So you're like, that was the only one that you really got close to it. But seeing your mom interact with men, how did that shape the way you interact with women?
I don't believe nothing they tell me. Like if they're
Well,
like,
damn.
I mean, like I believe some stuff, but like if they're like, you know, you're the only guy that this and that, I'm like, I don't care. I don't know if I believe you or not, but you don't got to tell me that. Like I don't necessarily, I'm not that. I don't know. I'm not that receptive towards compliments or towards like you're the only one this or you're the only one that.
Right.
Like, whatever. Cause I'm human.
But it's gonna be tough. You know, it's gonna be tough if you become cynical of everything, of the relationship and what she's trying to tell you. It's gonna be really hard, Ralph, for you to find a stable situation.
I feel like it's impossible for me to find a stable situation, a stable relationship, because one, I have these issues that I saw my parents in so many failed relationships, right?
Right.
So I don't trust anybody already. And
Do
then
you trust
two,
you?
I've accumulated what I think is a good level of success. So now I'm always wonder like,
Why are you with me?
Yeah, so you know what I mean? So like, it's too much trust issue. All I can hope is that I meet some genuine women in my life and get to really know them, you know what I mean?
You didn't have anybody before you became this Ralph Barbosa? Did you not have a young lady in your life but before you started to blow up?
I mean, I dated my son's mom, you know, but we were broken up before this even like took off.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You might as well go and get back with y'all. You already got a family.
Nah, I'm good.
Oh, whoa, you good.
Yeah, I'm good. It's too
But you know she sincerely and genuinely loves you for you.
Will you talk to her? You don't know what goes through that woman's mind, Shannon
Nah,
Sharpe.
I'm just saying. She was with you before any of this stardom, any of this fandom.
There wasn't like a whole lot of women that were with me before the stardom, but there was a handful.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go back to them now. Hey, do you want to get married now? Because you passed the test.
Are you trying to would you like to get married?
No.
Okay, so.
But I would like to like settle down, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I just don't want to like sign paperwork.
But you do realize in your profession, it's hard to settle down because you're on the road. I don't know how many days, maybe 200, 250 days out of the year, you're on the road. Now, do you plan on taking this young lady on the road with you, or she's back where she's
Shannon,
at?
it sounds like you don't want me to get married.
No, I'm just asking you.
Let me tell you
I want you to be happy. But I'm just saying, I think it's realistic. It's kind of hard when you travel. Your job you travel.
Yeah, I need a date like a flight attendant.
Oh, jeez.
But my friend had a threesome with a flight attendant, so I can't trust them either now.
Oh, God. You and these stories. I just think for the time being, you probably, Ralph, you might need to just, kick it solo.
Yeah, for sure. Like I've been in Vegas 2 days. I haven't been hitting on nobody. I was thinking like, man, it's Vegas.
Yeah.
We'll meet some girls, whatever. But honestly, I've just been enjoying my time here as a single dude with my friends. It's a little gay, but it's whatever.
What's it like having step parents? You treat them good? Do you treat step parents like you treat your real parents? Or you try to run them?
I think I'm blessed that my stepmom, my dad's wife, has always been so good to me, and never referred to me as a stepson, at least not in my face. You know what I mean? Like she's been so good to me, man.
What do you call her? You call her mom, or what do you call her? Do you call her by first name?
No, I call her by her first name.
Okay.
But she like I didn't know. I was almost taking it for granted how like nice she was treating me, and like how much like love she had for me, and like really treating me like if I was her kid when I'd be over there. Because when I got older and I started working different jobs and making friends that were like older than me, who had kids that were older than me, I would see these people who have like their own kids and then they marry somebody who has their own kids.
Right.
And then I'll hear how they talk about like her kids and then I would
Treat
see
them different.
maybe how she treats his kids, and I'm like, damn, bro, it's kind of cold. Like, I didn't have to go through that, thankfully. Like,
Right.
If I would be over there with my dad, you know, my dad sometimes would have to go handle business, whatever, and he would leave me right there with my stepmom and like my younger brother, younger sister. Like, it was like no problem, bro. Like, I didn't have to worry about her treating me any different or nothing. Like, she was an angel.
So how was? Did they have kids together?
Yeah.
So how was that? Because you know, that's not your biological mom, but theoretically the kid, you know, do they call you? They look up to you. They're like big brother. You take them around. You did things.
I think they used to look up to me. I think right now they're probably mad at me.
What are mad?
Because we all live together right now, and like my brother, my sister, they're teenagers.
Okay.
And
they live with you.
Yeah, we all live at my dad's. We all live on the same like property and stuff.
Well,
We got a
damn.
little land. We're out in the country.
You saving your money, huh?
Yeah.
All your money went for a grill.
Yeah, and, it's
And a watch.
and a bunch of cars. I built a garage right there on the land. Bought a bunch of cars. I still live.
You don't want to get your own place?
Eventually, but for what? I'm always traveling. This whole country so far has been one big home.
Let me ask, you pay your dad rent?
Yeah, I'll give him, like, he don't charge me rent. I just give him some money for like expenses and stuff, you know? But
Yeah,
like
like rent.
I might not give him money one month, but the next month I might give him like maybe way more money than I need to give him, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
And so on and so on.
So how did that arrangement come about? You like, okay, Dad, I mean, you traveling, you
No. So this is before I even started touring. This is right before things kicked off for me.
Okay.
This is like 2022. My lease was up. I was living with my uncle, my mom's brother. We had a
Have you ever had a place of your own?
no.
Damn. You just go from uncle to aunt to mom to dad to grandparents.
If I lived on my own, I think I move around so much, I would forget that I have my own place. And I would forget to go check up on the house. Like,
Okay, before you stayed with your dad, you was with your uncle before things popped off. Okay.
and I was always struggling financially though. So I was like, man, I can't go get another lease somewhere. My son at the time was about 3. And he liked going to my dad's a lot because the neighbor has like horses
Yeah.
and it's just a lot of room to play and stuff. And
Your dad is in Texas, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So my dad would tell me like, you know, come move in over here, whatever. To be fair, my dad would tell me that pretty often throughout my childhood, but I was just like, nah.
Yeah.
And yeah, my son liked it a lot and I needed a place to stay. And one day my son got a little sick, like he had like a flu or something, I don't remember. And we just stayed right there at my dad's and I just didn't leave. I was like, man, so can I still stay then? He's just like, yeah. And I just stayed. He never charged me rent.
Right.
Like to this day, he technically doesn't charge me rent.
Right.
I can't just be making money and then not give him something. You know what I mean? Like, I feel bad.
Yeah, hold it over to yours. Let me ask you, how does one go about asking a relative to live with them? So how did you stay? How did you like your uncle? I don't know his name. What's your uncle's name?
Oh, Charlie.
Charlie.
He's over here right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Hey, what up, Charlie?
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. How do you go about, hey, Charlie, you know, I want to kick it over here for a couple of days. And then a couple of days turn into a couple of months.
Well, we got it together. Like, we agreed. Like, my uncle's a bachelor. My uncle's in his mid-40s, late 40s, and I'll be like, hey, let's go get an Airbnb somewhere. He'll be like, all right, let's go. Like,
Damn.
it's cool people, my uncle. So, yeah.
So do you hope to eventually get your own spot?
Yeah.
Anytime soon?
I'm just like, because I have a few different ideas, I don't want to invest into anything until I have like a more like concrete idea. Because I'm very impulsive.
Yeah.
So I'll go. I just don't want to make a big purchase and then I'm only like
then
half
regret
sure.
it.
Yeah, I'm getting.
And like you
older.
said, you know what? You look, I travel 250 days out of the year. I don't need no place. I can stay with my dad, break him off a couple of dollars, and I'm straight.
Yeah, like I love hotels. Like I love hotels.
Really?
And like I'll go home. Like don't get me wrong, I miss being home a lot, right? So I'll go home. But if I'm home for like 2 weeks straight, by the second week, I even feel like, damn, I think I'm bugging my family. Like I don't think they're used to me being around so much. like I'm telling you, my brother and my sister, they're teenagers, and like I kind of started cracking down on them lately because they do little teenager stuff, and I'm like, bro, respect my dad's house, like respect us not to like lie, bro. Like,
Right.
why I gotta lie for? Like, you want to be grown, stop lying. Like, it insults my intelligence. And I don't think they like that when I like talk shit to them or whatever. So like sometimes I feel like
they're
I'm
looking at you
bugging.
like a brother, and you tell them, "Hey, respect my dad." You're like, "Oh, that's our dad too."
Yeah, like, but I'm like, I feel like I'm bugging sometimes after a while, and
Right.
so I'm like ready to get back on the road after a week and a half.
But for the longest, you thought you were the only child, huh?
I mean, I grew up very much only child. You know, it was just me and my grandparents, and then so my mom has me and my sister, and then my dad has 3 other daughters and 1 other son.
Okay.
So like,
Are you the oldest though?
I'm the oldest.
Okay.
So like I was alone with my grandparents, and then when my sister, as I started having siblings, like you know the ones that my dad had, I never lived with them. I would just go visit. And then when my mom had my sister, she was the first sibling to like really live with me and stuff. But I was already like 15 when she was born.
Right.
So I grew up solo dolo.
Right. What's the relationship like with your siblings?
I love them all. I do
But they
my-
know you're somebody. They know that you ain't just no normal big brother.
Yeah. It feels like I don't know what the I don't know what the official term is. Like maybe arrogant, maybe like a head ass type thing. I want to warn them that like, hey, some of the people that come around y'all might just be coming around to like try to get a picture, but then I don't want to assume that like that's true either. I don't want, like, hey, but like my brother or like my sister on my mom's side, you know, sometimes I'll just see them hanging out with somebody, and then next month they're hanging out with a whole other group of friends. And then next week it's a whole other group of friends, and I'm like,
You're like, Dad, what happened to the other group of friends that you had?
yeah. So I'm like, and then my brother's trying to make content now too, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just like, man, I don't know. Like some of these dudes might just want to be around you because they think you're gonna be famous, or maybe they're trying to come and just be at our house and watch me eat or something. Like, but I also don't like. I feel like when I say that,
You don't want to seem arrogant.
I don't want to seem arrogant, but they're also teenagers.
Yeah.
They don't got the best judgment. You know what I mean? But also, it's like, as soon as I'm saying it, I can hear their eyeballs roll to the back of their head. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I just don't say nothing. I just keep traveling.
Your dad did a bid. How did that
And my
impact?
uncle.
Damn, Charlie. Charlie said, yeah, they had me locked up too. How did that impact you?
It just really influenced me to like make sure that I learned the skill and like became successful with like a skill, because I wasn't really doing much when they both ended up going away around the same time, like separate cases, separate scenarios.
Yeah, you chose the right thing, because you dying people out, because you told on Charlie. I didn't even ask you about Charlie. you died Charlie out quick. Oh, my uncle too, right?
Yeah, man. I just didn't, you know, I just did, like, my older cousin, he didn't go to like the feds or nothing like that, but he had his run-ins with the law. And
Right.
so, you know, just everything going on in our family, I felt like all our relatives maybe suffered enough with stuff like that. Like I remember when my uncle had to go turn himself in, my grandpa was tearing up, and he told me like, don't ever get involved with that bullshit, because this hurts too much, you know?
Right.
So I just, you know, I was like bad at it. Like I'm not good at like at like the streets, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I just never went that route.
Did you get a lot of fights as a kid?
I fight with my friends a lot, and you know, maybe.
Well, damn, how you got
occasionally-
friends and you fighting them?
I don't know. They just like fighting, and
They or you?
we all did. And it made it easier to like fight other kids, because then
Y'all
you're
team
not
up and go
nervous.
fight other people, huh?
We wouldn't team up, but it's like, man, I done got beat up by my friends so many times. Like, who's this dude? Like, but yeah, we fight a lot. Sometimes with gloves, sometimes no gloves. It's
Right.
fun. Did you ever do that? You look like you beat up your friend.
Nah, you know what? I didn't really try to fight nobody, Ralph. I'm just, you know.
That's what swole dudes always say. Buff dudes always like, I don't want to hurt nobody.
Nah, but I didn't. I was the youngest of all my cousins. You know, I was the youngest. So 7 years, 6 years. My brother was 3 years, had a cousin 2 years, and then I was the youngest of the guys. And obviously, you know, wrestling and fighting those guys, like when you go to school and you people your age, obviously, you know, you're more developed. And so you could, but I was never a bad kid. I just wanted, you know, I tell jokes, rag on people and stuff like that. I was good in athletics. I didn't really try to fight nobody unless I absolutely positively had to fight.
Yeah, like real fights, I might like against like a stranger, like somebody I really didn't like. I just had like a handful. I fought my own friends more than I fought strangers.
Yeah, I mean, you know, in college I had one fight, but it was a dude on the team. But as far as like, you know,
I always had bad luck. I think I got weak bones. One time I was fighting my friend, I fell back and I tried to catch myself, and I broke my middle finger trying to catch myself. So not even like in the fight.
I mean, you ain't drink enough milk.
I didn't. That's true. Milk makes me sleepy.
Yeah. But so you're fighting, you fought your friends. Did y'all make up, or were you like, nah, once you fight your friends, I'm done with y'all. We can't be friends no more?
We'd fight like every day. We had like a fight club. We meet up in the restrooms in between classes. We had 3 minutes, in middle school, we had 3 minutes in between classes. So we'd fight for 2 minutes, and then you got a minute to get to class. So you get to class, and your shirt's all stretched out.
Teacher asked you what happened?
They're like, why are you bleeding? You're like, I fell.
It seems like you got a lot of enjoyment out of that.
Yeah. My childhood was fun, man. It was funny.
Why? What? I mean, it seems like to me, look.
Yell at prostitutes, fight your friends.
You fight who?
I said, I would yell at prostitutes, and then I fight, you know, you fight your friends. It's fun.
But I mean, I'm just like, okay, yeah, friends gonna have a disagreement and you might fight. But you guys like friends and y'all like, okay, bro, we got to, hey, what were y'all, do you remember what you guys were fighting about?
No, to see who was a better fighter. It wasn't like, we were like mad. If anything, if you got mad, we'd probably be like, all right, bro, maybe don't fight because you're getting mad for real.
Yeah.
But it was, man, I don't know.
Did you win any of the fights?
Yeah, a couple times.
Couple? The way you
I was also a smaller one.
That's what I'm saying.
I knew I would lose, but my mentality was like, all right, even though I'm gonna lose against these bigger dudes, I'm gonna keep on fighting them because whenever I fight somebody my size, I'm gonna just beat the shit out of them.
But it wasn't nobody your size.
The few times that I had to fight somebody that was like around my size,
you got them.
Man, I'll demolish them. It was like nothing at that point.
You feel good, like, yeah.
I was like, this must be how my big friends feel all the time. No wonder they beat my ass. This is amazing.
You were a barber.
Yes, sir. I started cutting hair at 13.
Really? Mm-hmm. How did you get? I mean, like somebody say, "Hey, Ralph, did you like cut your own hair? Did you start up in your own hair? How does somebody let you let them just? You ain't got no barber's license and you just start cutting people hair?
Yeah, I went to Ross. They got Ross over here.
Ross, like the
store? Yeah. I went to a Ross, and at the entrance they had like a clearance basket, and they had like some
clippers,
like Remington or Conair or something like that. I got those, and then I was only using those for a couple months. I think my birthday came up, and I got like total from birthday cash, I got like $150.
Yeah.
And across the street from my middle school, there was like a little, like an Asian beauty shop, you know?
Yeah.
So I went in there, I bought like some real clippers and started using those. But there was no YouTube tutorials back then.
Yeah.
There was like one dude, his YouTube was Caking His Randy. He had like one video that actually helped me out. The other people on YouTube, they were still trying to make money. Like, if you found a video of a haircut, it would be like a time lapse, and then it would be like, you want to cut hair like this? Go to my website and buy my DVD. Because this is like, I was like 13. There was no real tutorials back then. Now this is a tutorial for every damn fade.
Yes.
But back then, I would go to the barbershop on a Friday to get my cut, and then I would stay there like extra time, where I would show up early to like watch them cut hair, and I would ask the barbers, how do you do this? How do you do that? And I would watch them, you know? And one of the barbers there was really cool. He actually let me like, on my friend, let me like kind of
let you touch your butt.
So then I would try to remember that, and then I'd go and like beg for clients at school. I used to walk around the hallways like, bro, let me cut your hair, please, please.
Were you charging or you was cutting it for free?
I would cut it for free, and then I'd be like, if you like it, then the next one pay me.
Right.
But they would get the free one, and then they'd never come back because I'll f them up.
Do you blame them? Man, you look at somebody put hands on you, Ralph, man. You know you can't. People funny about their
What
hair.
you gonna do? I got the clippers in my hands. I'll hit them.
No, but I'm saying once hey, you handle the mirror and say, hey, what you think, bro?
What you think, bro? You ever seen they're called the Fade Masters. It's a big old chrome. It's a heavy ass clipper. What you think, bro? Smash you on the head with it.
So what's the funny story you have of cutting somebody's hair? Have you really messed somebody up?
Yes, bad, man. Look, this one is probably one of my favorite stories. But I didn't f him up though. This is when I was already kind of getting the fade down.
Right.
One of my good friends, Robinson, real quiet dude. I convinced him, let me cut his hair. So he rides my bus because he usually gets a ride home, right? So that day he rides my bus all the way to my house, and we get there to my house, and we actually I would cut hair at the other end of my block at my friend's house. They had a better garage setup, right. So I'll go right there sometimes. And I would still take so long, you know, when you start off. I'm taking like an hour on one side, and I'm doing the haircut, and then my mom calls me and she said that she had to take me to a doctor appointment. I didn't know I had a doctor appointment that day. So like, Robinson, you're gonna have to come back again tomorrow after school, bro. And so the next day, Robinson, I see him in Spanish class, and this who has one fade and then nothing over here.
So you left the guy and finished the haircut up the next day.
It was a to be continued cut.
Oh my goodness. You told a joke. You said it's harder to get a barber's license than it is a gun license in Texas.
Yeah, because you don't need a license in Texas.
You need a license to be a barber, but you don't need a license to carry a gun.
Well, like, here's what's crazy to me. And I like guns. I'm not trying to say, like, they need to make it harder. Like, that's a whole other conversation for some political show, you know? I like guns. Mm-hmm. I've gone into a store and filled out the little background check, 20 minutes, walk out with a gun, you know?
Right.
It's easy, fine. That's not my issue. My issue is that one day, one of the first barbershops, one of my first days at the barbershop I worked at, it's called Oak Cliff Barbers. Mm-hmm. I'm working there maybe like a month, right? But I only go in the afternoons. I work from like 5 p.m. to like maybe 8 p.m.
Right.
Because I'm still in barber college, I'm not licensed. But I go in those hours because it's when the TDLR, the Texas Department of Licensing and whatever, they don't work those hours, so they can't, it's less likely they're gonna show up at 6 p.m. and be like, where's your license?
Right.
But I'm working there for like a month, and one day I get there, and it looks like they got raided by like DEA or something. Like, everything is just torn up because TDLR had showed up that day and checked for license and checked if everything was up to code. And it's like, bro, because we're fading people up, because we're cutting people's hair, you know what I mean? Like, I got a killing machine right here, like, got it in 20 minutes, but I got to go to school for 1,500. I think now they changed it to 1,000 hours. But when I went, it was 1,500 hours and 2 exams. You're the Texas practical, the barber practical. First off, you got to do 1,000 hours to unlock the first test. You go and you sit down at these computers, and you can't look at nobody next to you. If you look at them and talk, they're just like, you failed. Like, if we're taking some CIA exam.
Yeah.
And you're just there filling out, like, what are the shaving techniques? Like, all right, then once you pass that test, you can complete, now you're allowed to do the next 500 hours.
Right.
So there goes another fucking 6 months of your life.
Right.
Then when you do that, you got to do the practical in front of the state board. So you go, you take your model, like if you were my model, I sit you down, and I got a bag full of stuff, and I got to separate all my items in different bags and label them. And I got to shampoo you and drape you a certain way. Towel, drape, towel, this. And then when I'm done using that towel, put it in my little trash bag, right? If you were to be like, oh man, I accidentally grabbed the towel that I hadn't used and threw it away, let me get it back from that bag. All that's in it. You lose 5 points.
Wow.
And then it's like a 4-hour long process, bro. And you can't even talk to your model unless it's instructions. And when my best friend Jaime was right there, he was falling asleep because we had drank the day before. So I'm like whispering, I'm like, wake up. And I start pinching his back fat to like wake him up. But it's like, and then they're walking around just looking at you and like checking you and seeing you talking. I'm like, bro, this is not CIA.
Right. It's not that serious.
It's not that serious. And I walked out with a killing machine from Academy Sports and Outdoors, like in 10 minutes, like, I don't know. That's just the only thing. The barber stuff needs to be like, I think now to get a barber's license, you even need to like know how to do a manicure. Like,
Yeah, they ain't got nothing to do. So how long were you a barber?
I was cutting full time from when I was like 20 till I was, how old was I a few years ago? So I was like 20, from 20 to 26 maybe, 20 to 25 around there. So,
But you knew that was not a lifelong ambition of yours. That was just something to make some money.
I always loved it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, I mean, I loved the barbershop I worked at, and I love cutting hair. Like, I don't know, it's cool to me. And I remember being at the barbershop, and those guys were so funny to me, and it was just so fun being there. I had the realization, like, hey, if comedy never works out, and I worked here with these dudes for the rest of my life,
Right.
so I'll be all right too.
You good with that?
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier, the very first time, open mic, you got booed. Why the hell you go back? Because a lot of people can't handle rejection.
Because I can't take a loss. I can't do it.
You gonna go take that L?
It like, if I really like something, nah, I can't take the L. Like, I walked off stage immediately thinking like, why did I even come up here? Like, I'm an idiot for thinking I could do this. And the host is a comedian named Luke Moore. I had seen him on stage that same night. He was funny. And he was like, hey man, he's like, come back. And I was like, what? Like, come back. Did you not see what happened? Like, I thought he was making fun of me or something, you know? So I walked to the car, and my friend Tony was with me, and I remember apologizing to him, like, I'm sorry I even brought you out here. We've been out here all night. Like, that was stupid. Why? Like, why did I think I could do that? But by the time I got home, I was like, maybe if I would have said this different. And then the next day, I was, I think I was working at a diner. I was a short order cook, like just making hash browns and shit. And I remember thinking like, man, if I would have said that different, maybe I'll try this. Like,
Were you prepared? Because at the end of the day,
I was like somewhat prepared.
Okay.
You know, but I just kept thinking about it, and I think that goes for anything that I try that I really like, and anybody, like, you up, but then you start like reevaluating everything in your head, like, oh, I could try this. Maybe I should have zigged when I zagged, you know?
Right.
So then it took me like 2 months, but I went up on stage again, and I bombed again.
Damn.
But I was like, hey, but I did the whole time this time.
Yeah. So
like,
you didn't let them make you walk off.
Yeah. So I'm like, now I gotta figure this out, like that out. And the first time I got like a real laugh was kind of unplanned. Like, it wasn't even a joke that I wrote. Is I was about to walk on stage, and this was at a different comedy club. This was a backdoor comedy club. Shout out to Miss Linda Stogner, who's a Dallas legend. She threw me up on stage, and that open mic was in like a nicer part of Dallas.
Right.
It was the first time I seen an open mic with so many, like, it was the first time I was in a room with so many rich-looking white people, and I was like intimidated. So as I was about to walk on stage, I remember this one dude in the front row was like, I was like, bro, that guy looks like someone who's called the cops on me before.
Right.
So I just said that on stage. I'm like, dude, look like he's calling the cops on me. And out of nervousness, and everybody just started laughing. And I was like, damn, vulnerability, honesty, and confidence. That's my first lesson. Like, that's...
When you got that laugh, you was hooked.
Yeah, because it was like a medium laugh. It was like everybody was like, ah, ha, ha. But when you first hear it, you feel like everybody's just like, ah.
Right.
And whenever you think of something and you say it and everybody laughs, you feel like a genius.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Do you remember the first joke you told?
Like the actual joke that I wrote, I think, yeah. I had just started. This is like the actual like written joke that actually worked. I mean, it was somewhat work. I was working. I had just started working construction under like the electrical, like industrial electrician.
You know you had a lot of jobs growing up, right? Damn.
Yeah, I had a lot of jobs.
And anything that you didn't do growing up, you cut hair, you were a barber. You were a barber, you construction.
I always wanted to work on a boat, but you know, I grew up in Dallas, so there's no coast.
Yeah,
like
what
that.
boat were you gonna work on in Dallas?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's a job I didn't have. You asked me what job I didn't do, and there was like a crab
Well, you know,
fisher.
Deadliest Catch. I don't know if they still shooting that. They on the Bering Sea.
One day I'm gonna go do that. Watch, I'm gonna just disappear. I'm gonna go do that. But anyway, my joke was that I was working for an uncle of mine.
Charlie?
No. Man, my uncle ain't never gonna work no. My uncle keeps his fingernails clean.
Okay, you was working for your uncle.
My Uncle Charlie's the one that taught me to work smarter, not harder.
Right.
He's the one that made me use my brain more than my hands. But I'm working in industrial electricity for an uncle on my dad's side, and I did this joke where I said I'm working as an electrician, but for my uncle, but he says things that I feel like electricians shouldn't say, or uncles. And I was like, and I wrote them down, and I'd pull out a piece of paper. I'd be like, the first thing that he says is like, we'll know if it's wired correctly if we don't blow up. The second one that he says that scares me is like, I think this is where this goes. The third one he says that scares me is, all right, no one's around, lock the door and pull your pants down. And like that one will get like a little laugh. But that was like the first joke that I like.
That you started.
Yeah.
You wrote down and you.
And yeah, I remember the club, one of the clubs that I did it at, they only liked you to do like clean comedy.
Right.
And they were like, maybe don't do that one. So then I had to like start changing it up.
Right. The second time you performed, the first time you went to open mic, you got booed. The second one you performed at a strip joint.
No. So that was like my first like.
So the first time you actually got paid, you went to a
paid gig, and I didn't get paid. I lost money because they charged me $5 to get in the strip club, and they never paid me. But it was all fun. I didn't care. I'm
just trying to figure, how do you perform how do you have a comedy show at a strip joint?
Oh, it was a horrible
at a gentleman's
idea.
club, excuse me.
I didn't, look, for the record, I didn't put this on, all right? They asked me if I wanted to do it. I said, hell yeah. The show was called Laughs and Ass, which, honestly, you don't want to be laughing when there's ass out. Just focus on the ass, You're not going to compete. They had a wireless mic and they kept cutting out. But I don't know, it's this horrible idea. I'm on the stage where the strippers dance, and there's like a pole right here.
Right.
And some of the people in there were still getting dances because they didn't care. They didn't show up for the comedy. And I remember one of the strippers, she was so supportive. There was a dude getting all danced on by this big girl, and the girl's facing me. The dude's like way back there. He's facing that wall.
Right.
But he's listening, and he liked one of my jokes. He turns around, he's like, woo! And then the girl's like, good job, baby. And I was like, oh, like, thank you. Man, but the mic kept cutting out. This is so awkward, bro. And there was an ugly, nasty stripper, and I remember she walked up to me when I was waiting to go on stage, and she started twerking on me, and I was like, no, I don't have money. Like, don't, like, trust me, don't do that. I don't have money. And this is the first time that a stripper was like, nah, like, tip me so I can leave. Like, give me $1 and I'll leave you alone. And I was like, oh man, I had like, I had $10 that day.
Right.
And $5 was for the entry, and the other like $3 went to her. I had $2 for chips after that.
So in other words, she said, give me some money and I'll leave you alone.
Yes.
Well, you just gotta be dancing for free. So the internet. Now there's this thing called internet, and a lot of comedians, it's different than the old comedians because you had to go to the gigs and you had to go put your time in. Now the internet can really help young comedians blow up. How did the internet help you?
Man, the internet gave me a career. I feel like before the internet, for people to make it as a comedian, as an actor, as a singer, is like the industry, whoever was running, whoever was making moves in the industry had to kind of choose you. Casting directors, the bookers had to be like, I like this person, let's make them famous. Mm-hmm. Let's put them on this TV show, let's put them, but the internet, you put a video of yourself out there and it's the people's choice now,
yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like, shout out. I love anybody who's ever liked my videos, man. The Mexican community, the Puerto Rican community, the black community, Indians, anybody out there who's ever liked my videos and just shared them, even if you never come to a show. Thank you so much for changing my life.
Do you believe that you blew up too fast?
I think I blew up maybe a little prematurely. You said that problem, huh, Shannon? No, I'm sorry. Nah, I think that I wasn't ready to be a headliner when I started blowing up. I think I was still, because like traditionally how it goes in comedy is like you start off hosting shows where you do like 10 minutes, then you introduce the next comic, whatever. Then you work your way up to feature act. So you'll go on right before the main act, and you'll do like 20, 25 minutes. Then, over time, you become a headliner, and you kill 45 to an hour.
Right.
So when I first started going on the road, I don't feel like I had a killer hour like that,
Right.
but I had to learn it. I think it took like 6 months of me headlining shows before I learned to be like a headliner.
Right. The difference now is that, say 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you could tell a joke and you could recycle that joke, long time. You can't do that anymore because the internet, cell phones. So basically, and I talked to a lot of comedians, they said, the first time you tell a joke is not the best time you're going to tell that joke because over time you perfect it. And now it's hard to perfect a joke because once you tell a joke, man, I heard him say that the other day. Man, he said that in Kansas City. Man, I heard him say that same joke in Cali.
Yeah.
They kill you for it. How do you expand on a joke? How do you get a joke from its infancy to adulthood now?
And you can't force it. I don't think. One of my buddies kind of taught me that. It's like you can't. You could think on it and like rewrite it, right? But sometimes I just kind of like don't force it. Like I'll go up there with the idea of how to say the joke. I'll try it out on stage, and if it works, then all right, I'll make a note in my mind like keep using this one. But then maybe next time that I'm on stage, I don't want to put too much pressure on that joke. But as I'm talking, as I'm saying it, I'm having another conversation in my head.
Right.
So I'm like, oh shit, say this different this time. It makes more sense like that. So then
Right.
I'll just say it. But I'll usually keep changing the joke or keep adding to it until it like dies again.
Right.
So it's like, I'll say the joke. Next time I say it, add a punchline. Next time I say it, add this. But then maybe the fifth time I say it, I added something and it was just like, now you got too much fat on there.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like a sandwich. You just add in too much.
You
It
too
don't even
much-
taste
yeah,
good no more.
yeah.
So I'm like, all right, let me backtrack. You know?
Okay. What advice would you give young comedians coming up in today's game?
This is not only to comedians, this is to anybody trying to make it in anything that's different or non-traditional. If you're trying to be a singer, any
Right.
type of artist, is you gotta think outside the box, man. Like, and you gotta treat it like it's your full time, even if you have a full-time job. You know what I mean? If you're working at Subway, you gotta get all your hours, but then afterward, you gotta go and get double the hours in whatever it is your art or your craft is, man. Like, keep thinking. Just because you punch in, clock out, don't mean you're gonna make progress.
Right.
Like, you gotta be their mind, body,
You gotta
and
be
soul.
locked in.
Yeah, and you gotta like strategize, man. I didn't used to strategize until I had my son. Once I had my son, all I cared about was getting in the right rooms and just kind of like making friendships with people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Be ambitious but never thirsty. Be confident but never cocky.
How does it feel? You told the story open mic. There are only a handful of people. Now you performing in front of sold out theaters. Do you ever, when you're alone and just you and your thoughts, do you think about like, damn, Ralph, you come a long way, bro?
Nah, I don't think about it too much. I just think about the next show and hope I can make that crowd laugh.
Really?
Yeah, if I sit there and think about it too much, I'm gonna f it up. I don't even keep like Netflix gave me the microphone that I performed that with the show.
Yeah.
And put it in the case or like, you know, I got like a little glass thing from this HBO competition I
Right.
did a long time ago. Like, I don't even like keeping that.
So in other words, you're not big on sentimentality. You're not big on nostalgia, huh?
I mean, yeah, like for memories and stuff, but like stuff, and like I
But that's a memory they gave it to you.
Yeah, it's a memory, but like I don't like to I'm not gonna have like a trophy room. Be like this is
Right.
like if you come to my house, I'm gonna be like, this is the trophy I won from
Yeah.
this.
Let me get
You
that
know?
microphone.
Like I'll
I'll
give
show you
it
what
to
to
my
do with
dad, my grandma. Like they can keep it if they want, but other than that, like I don't like keeping that stuff.
Do you feel like it's a blessing and a curse? Like a lot of the stuff, you do release some of your stuff on the internet. Do you feel like when you release something on the internet, it spreads like wildfire and it limits your ability to do said joke at a later date and time?
Yeah, if I've released something online, man, you might catch me doing that joke. Like if I do a joke if I release a joke online, I might not say that joke on stage again until like 2-3 years later. Like,
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't release it until I know I got some more fuel in the tank for the live shows.
Having comedians, I love comedians, and I love having them on and they tell the story. But it seems like to me, some of them, like, bro, they got it so much easier now than what we had it when we were growing up, because we had to put the time in. You know, you had to work on your craft, and they feel like.
Well, they had to go through the gatekeepers too, like.
You say gatekeepers? They're gatekeepers?
No, they're not gatekeepers.
No, I'm saying, but there are such things as gatekeepers.
Well, yeah, I mean, not necessarily gatekeepers, but like you said, like the industry, whoever's booking this, you got to go through bookers, you got to go through casting directors. Like back then, you know, they had to. I had to build a relationship with, you know, club managers, club owners to get to do opening gigs, right? Like that's how it goes with her. But then, you know, once I started going viral, it's like I could sell tickets. Whereas, you know, back, you know, early 2000s, 90s and before, they had to build a relationship just to get into the clubs. Once they're in the clubs, well, they have to hope that maybe this comic will throw them a bone and get them in front of this booker. And they got to hope that that booker will throw them a bone and get in front of this person. So, like, yeah, I know that's harder. Hey, but also they got to do the thing like you said. They got to recycle jokes over and over and over again. They didn't have to burn their jokes to get to where I'm at.
Right.
I had to burn. Like, I used to write every joke in a notebook. I had stacks, you know, and I basically, and I basically had to burn these notebooks to get to where I'm at, you know what I mean? And so once I got in front of the audiences that were buying tickets to my shows, like damn, like it took an hour of my material just to get here. Now I got to think of a whole other hour, another hour, you know?
Netflix. How did you get the Netflix special, and how did that change your career, your life, basically?
My manager, my agent, when I first started booking shows in LA, like I was saying, like the Chicago ones, the LA ones were selling out so fast. And my manager, my agent invited a lot of industry people out there, like people from Netflix, people from Hulu, from Warner, whatever companies, you know what I mean? And Netflix, they liked the show. And I think what also helped a lot, I mean, I could be wrong, you know, but I'm pretty confident what helped a lot was that Dave Chappelle co-signed, which shout out to him, man.
Yeah, Chappelle, he's like a deal.
Yeah, I think there was a rumor, this could be all wrong, you know, it's just a rumor, but there was a rumor that like one of the dudes who's the head of comedy at Netflix hadn't heard back from Chappelle in a minute or something, but then Chappelle said something nice about me, like he finally texted him and was like, yo, like dude's pretty funny, like.
Right.
Because Chappelle, the same week that I'm performing in LA and in front of all these industry people, Dave Chappelle just pops in, and like that's when I met him and just hung out and shit. Like it was cool as hell. So that week just made me look so good in front of everybody. I think, you know what I mean.
Having Netflix, you know, Netflix normally come with a big check.
Yeah, it was a big check.
What'd you buy?
Man.
Did you get yourself anything? I mean, when you were growing up, if you said, you know what, let's just say for the sake of argument, you're from the ages of 6 to 16, and you said, if I ever get my hands on some money, I'm gonna buy what?
I bought 2 cars. I bought a 1996 Impala Super Sport, and I bought a 1990 Nissan Skyline GTR R32. And then I took my grandma and my mom out of debt.
Now, I like that last part, but I don't know why you bought that Skyline.
Why? Man, I love that car.
What'd you, Tokyo Drift?
Nah, those don't drift, they're all-wheel drive. Come on, Shannon, don't be racist.
Nah, but I do understand. I like the Caprice, the Super Sport. I like the 1996.
It's not Caprice.
What you?
Please don't offend me. It's an Impala. And I know they're identical, whatever. Hey, but it's not the same.
You still have it?
Yes. Actually, so that first one I bought, I remember I bought it because it had like 2,000 original miles on it.
Really?
Yeah. The guy who sold it to me used to go get his cuts at the barbershop I worked at. He held on to it for a year for me. Right. I was like, bro, I'm about to pop off. I know I am. Just
hold on to it. Yeah.
Give me 1 year. And he gave me a year, and I went and
you went and got it.
Cashed him out. But I actually sold it so that I could buy one. I bought a cheaper one from an auction because that one I wanted to change it up and do stuff to it, but you know that with 2,000 original, it had like 1,600 miles. Really, it's only gonna keep its value if you don't drive it.
Right.
And I started learning.
And you want to drive, so you wanted something that you could drive. You ain't no guy that's gonna get a car and sit on it. You ain't putting it in the garage.
I don't want to collect. Like I want to drive these cars, push them out. So I went and bought a cheaper one with a whole bunch of oil leaks and everything. And me and my friend Luis, he's here too. He's the one that really taught me how to. He's been teaching me to work on cars. Yeah. We changed the suspension, all the suspension to a QA1 suspension. We took out the motor. We're building an LS to put in there. We're getting a transmission.
Well, then why'd you just keep it?
The other one?
Didn't. Yeah, I mean, the Netflix money had broke you off. You wasn't gonna be hurt for that money if you'd have just kept sat on it.
Nah, I don't want to. It's just gonna sit there. It's taking the real estate.
Before, let me ask you a question. Before the Netflix thing kicked you off, were you making good money in comedy?
Yeah, we were touring for like almost a good year before I got the Netflix special.
Really?
Yeah.
So let me ask, how many shows do you do? Okay, say you go and let's just say you're here in Vegas. You're gonna do 2 shows, right? 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow night?
One show tonight, 1 show tomorrow. But it's a bigger venue. Bigger venue, yeah.
Yeah. So it's what, 2,500, 3,000 seats, 5,000?
Well, now you make me feel shitty. It's 1,700. Sorry, it's not living up to your expectations.
No, I'm just saying. No, but I'm saying.
1,700 seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you sold out those?
Nah, I think we're close, but I don't think we're gonna sell them out. I think we're right under.
Where is this at, the Venetian?
At the Venetian.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless you can release this episode like in the next hour, I don't think we're gonna sell out.
Nah, but we're gonna hype it up for the Hulu special.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the Hulu special, that's where you're gonna make that bread.
Yeah.
Well, they already done cut the check now. But when they see you on the Hulu special, they're like, man, that dude funny, man. I'm gonna go check him out. He coming close by. So that's what we do.
Well, when you like, and this is something Dave Chappelle told me.
Yeah.
When you put your jokes out there on a special, it's like a funeral for your jokes, and you want the most people to see that funeral.
Yes.
So like, I want everybody to watch my Hulu special.
Yes.
August 8th. It's called Planet Bosa.
Is it easier coming up with jokes when you're broke as opposed to when you have bread?
Yeah. I was hungry. I was hungry and horny. Now I got a belly and I'm satisfied. And Renee Vaca, we sat down, we talked about this. He said he brought up the scene from Rocky 3 when Mickey's telling Rock, he's like, you got civilized.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, we got civilized. He's like, but I was like, nah, I don't think we got that civilized. Cause we go out there, we still have fun, man.
Right.
Like it's comedy is very like, I don't care if I have money or not. Like I still want to crack a joke.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But you said, so do you have a greater appreciation for a guy? Let's just say like a Chappelle, a Cat Williams, a Kevin Hart. These guys that have these big followings and they've made it, and they still keep coming up with material.
Yeah. I have so much respect.
Because it's kind of like an athlete. An athlete that, works his way up, he's hungry, he's driven, and then all of a sudden he's making 50, 60, 100 million a year, and he's still Floyd Mayweather. Guy that worked his hard out of Grand Rapids, come to Vegas and move up.
You ever see those pictures of like Picasso or like whatever artist, and they're like, this is them in their home studio.
Yeah.
Right? Working on their art, and there's just paintings everywhere.
Yeah.
They're somewhere beautiful, and they're in this beautiful house. So like, yeah, I think of that when I think of like, Chappelle, Cat Williams, whoever, because they're still able to work on their jokes, their craft. They're still delivering, but they're well off. I know they're so successful, but they're still like,
it's still driven.
Yeah, and I don't like my biggest fears, and that's why I say every time somebody hypes me up or says something like how you introduced me.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, like, yeah, I got the nice house now. It's like, but am I still filling it up with Picassos, with paintings? Like, so it's like it just makes me want to get back to the canvas.
You said having nice rims was more important than moving out of your parents' house in your community.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So the cars that you bought with the money, so you only have 2 cars?
Nah, I got a bunch of cars.
Damn, you can only drive one.
That's just the first cars I bought with Netflix money.
So what's
How many cars you have?
2.
You can only drive one?
I mean, I got a 12-year-old Range Rover and a 5-year-old BMW.
Damn. Let me know if you ever want to sell a Beamer. What kind of Beamer you got?
I got a 2020 V12 M.
What is that, like an M5?
760.
760?
760.
Damn.
Matte, red interior.
Those are a little big for my taste.
Yeah.
I like something a little smaller, so you can really take corners.
Just see, there you go. Nah. But see, big guy, I got to have some room. I ain't trying to be all.
Nah, I need to be like.
So what? You got a Ferrari? You got a Lambo? You got the?
Nah, I got real cars, man.
Them are real cars.
I like those cars too, but I got real cars. I got a GTR R35. I got a 1971 GTR. I got my Impala. I got a 2025 single cab F-150. They call those the Mexican GTRs.
Did you always want a pickup truck? Did you like, if I ever get some bread and when I become an adult, I'm gonna get a pickup?
It wasn't like I dreamed of pickups, but it's like, come on, man, everybody needs a pickup.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Nah, I want a pickup.
Whatever.
I thought, I did come close. Before I got the BMW, I thought about getting the, Shelby does a pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go get it.
No.
Should go get you one.
No.
Man, I love these trucks. I got a 87 C10. It's getting worked on right now. We got so much work between it. Like, we're trying to get this automotive channel to keep gaining traction. You know what I mean? And we work on different cars right now. Me and my buddy are working on his 240. We just did a video with our buddy from Houston, Freddie LSX, where we raced him. We put NOS in the turbo on his little shitty 240. And then
240 like a Nissan 240?
1989 240. It's a horrible idea he had.
I used to have a 300E.
Oh yeah?
1987, yeah.
Nice.
See, that was at T-Top.
Why'd you get rid of it?
Man, come on, bro. Those are
the funnest
man, that car
cars.
damn near 40 years old now, bro.
You those cars up and don't even blink twice. You know what I mean? Like,
but it was fun. It was nice. I had it in college. A little nice.
But yeah, we've been working on these cars, so I'm in
That's
the
a
habit
passion
of
yours?
Huh?
That's a passion of yours, working on cars?
Yeah, I love cars, man. I love driving them a lot, and so like we're trying to. I'm in the habit right now of just buying stuff that's gonna be good for the channel and that I think is fun. If I think it's fun, I think it's good for the channel. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like we went on Marketplace and bought this little shitty 350Z from a crackhead, and now I'm turning it into a drift car. I'm gonna replace the whole suspension and
You just got to be talking about stereotyping it now. You done turn bolts up and turn it into a drift car.
I like, but that one's real drive. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I'm in the habit of buying just more cars that I think other people can, or the common person can afford them, and maybe do the shit that I'm doing. And like, I didn't know a lot about the mechanical side. I used to do paint and body, but I didn't really do a lot of mechanical side. So I hope that through watching the channel, people can watch and be like, oh shit, I can do that too at my house.
You got it, bro. You got a lot of jobs, bro.
Man, look, God blessed me with a mind, a working mind and a working body. So I want to utilize, man. Like, you ever see something and you be like, oh man, I kind of want to try that?
No.
Nah, nothing ever. Not even yoga. You look like you do yoga.
I used to do yoga and Pilates when I played, but not now. I don't. My attention span is not that long. I can't.
There's never been something that you're like, oh, I would like to kind of learn that. Like, everything that we want to learn is learnable.
Yeah, but if I had learned it, now I just don't have the patience. So you have to have patience to do stuff what you're doing.
Yeah, I think I do have patience.
Yeah.
I don't mind. If I'm 45 and I want to go learn how to bake or something, like, I don't mind being the oldest dude in a baking class. You know what I mean?
Nah, I'm gonna go to the grocery store and go to the bakery department and grab that. You got your first apartment.
Oh yeah, wow.
How about, yeah, I mean,
that was the one I got with my uncle. I
I
didn't put that in the joke when I got my first apartment.
You laced that thing out. That thing was wall-to-wall furniture. You got a TV.
My uncle, thankfully, he had furniture. I had a mattress. Nah, I had one of those. What do they call it? Platform bed.
Okay.
Lower to the ground. Then I had like some dressers. My uncle lived with me and my grandma when I was a kid for like 2 months. Mm-hmm. And he decked it out. He was there for 2 months, but man, he decked it out, and he left some badass furniture. And I remember when he left, he said, anything I leave in this room, you can have it. So I was like 14 with just like high-end furniture. That was still the furniture I had when I was 23 and I got the apartment. I think till this day I've never even bought furniture.
Really? I know you ain't still got that furniture that your uncle left in the house.
Nah. I just let my loved ones, like, they'll be like, hey, my stepmom, or like even my son's mom has helped me out with being like, hey, when you're out of town, like, you want me to get you some furniture? Like, you don't got shit. And so
They hook it up for you.
yeah, I'll leave them some money, and then when I come back, they done bless me.
Help me understand this. You live with your family.
Mm-hmm. Why do you look so disappointed, Shannon?
No, because I just want to know this.
Where do you live?
When you want to bring someone over, how did that work?
I'm on the road, baby.
So you don't never, when you go home, you don't never see nobody. You just
I'm with my son.
okay.
Yeah, I don't really. My son's jealous. He don't like when I've been on a few dates back home, but my son don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I introduced him to maybe 2 girls in his life, and he don't like sharing the time.
Right.
So
because he gets so few of it with you because you're on the road so much.
Yeah.
Do you ever bring him on the road?
I've taken him on like 2 road gigs.
Yeah. He like it?
Yeah, he likes traveling. He likes Denver. He liked that it was snowing.
Yeah. Ooh-wee. So, good luck with that one. Investing. You say you invested, so the money that you're making now with the Netflix stuff, you got Hulu, when you tour, you're investing in your channel. Is that where you put your money, or you buy property? So what's your investment? What's the thing that makes you generational wealth?
Oh, man, I'm not even worried about generational wealth. Why I gotta take care of the next generation for?
Your kids are the generation.
They ain't gonna learn how to work. You know what I mean? Why am I gonna leave them rich? Then how are they gonna?
No, I think you leave them enough. You leave them enough to do something, but not enough to do nothing.
Like, man, I gotta leave them with as much knowledge as I possibly can, and a little bit of money to make sure.
A little bit of money, huh?
To make sure they don't start off at ground zero. Maybe I want to leave them with more valuable knowledge than I do with money, man.
Right.
If I leave money to anybody, it's to whatever family I have that maybe isn't able to work or whatever.
Right.
But that's on them.
Did you buy that Hawk Tui coin?
Nah, hell nah. That shit sounded so stupid. I don't know who.
But it seems like everybody else getting the coin, man, and making bread off it.
They was working now or what?
I don't know. I didn't look. Did you invest in Bitcoin?
Hell nah.
I did. I don't understand digital currency.
I don't understand it either.
And so for me, it doesn't make sense. I mean, I need to know a little something about it, and then you can't have it. You have to have the password wrote down somewhere, and you get locked out of your pocket. I don't get it.
Like, everybody's always and my dad's always talking about that too. It's like, you need to capitalize on every opportunity. No, you don't.
Right.
Sometimes, I make good money.
Yeah.
I don't
Ain't no sense in chasing it.
Like, you could be making billions. For what?
Yeah, and I could be losing.
Yeah, I could be losing what I have right now, man. Right. Like I said, my belly's full, man.
You met Kevin Hart at the Netflix party. What was that experience like with Kev?
How'd you know about that? That was cool though. He was so nice. Yeah, it was just cool. He looked so beautiful. No offense to everybody else who was at that party, but
right.
The thing I took away the most from that party was, and it was during the festival, and every celebrity that I met at that party, or that I even looked at, looked pretty beat up.
Yeah.
Including myself.
Yeah.
And maybe it was from party, maybe it's just from working so much. This is a crazy lifestyle. And a lot of the celebrities I met there, they're way more successful than I am. I could only imagine the stresses and the work that they have.
Right.
And then Dave Chappelle introduces me to, he's like, Kevin, I want you to meet this guy. Then I look at Kevin Hart, and he looks so much more beautiful than everybody there, and so much well-nutrition.
Like he ain't got no worry, no stress.
No, I think they injected him with just nutritions right. Before he walked in. But he was so nice. He was so cool, man. And he was just like, hey, man, people speak highly of you.
Right.
I don't know what to say. I was so nervous. I was like, hey, people speak highly of you too.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart.
He got a car collection.
Yeah.
Have you heard about his car collection? Have you seen it?
I seen a car that they built for him on this one YouTube video.
Oh, you talking about that Plymouth, that Roadrunner?
Yeah. That's sick right there.
No, he got some stuff better. Ooh.
I would like to drive his cars. Kevin Hart, please invite me over to your house.
No, Kev is a serious car guy. He's a serious car enthusiast. But he got some stuff. He got like the Grand National. He has 2 like Grand Nationals. He have a cut. He had a custom cut. He got one of those from Speed Core, one of them carbon fibers.
Oh, like a full carbon fiber car?
Yeah, man, that thing is fire.
That's scary right there. They fly.
Yeah, he got some stuff.
We went to that Speed Vegas yesterday.
Yeah.
That was tight, man. That was my first time driving on like a circuit,
Yeah.
track. That's tight.
I'm gonna go see. I want to see SEMA. You ever been to SEMA Auto Show?
Nah, I went to PRI.
Yeah.
It's not as big as SEMA, but it's just more concentrated on like racing products only. But I hope I can get it to SEMA this year because you gotta like work in the car industry to get in there.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to.
I hope there's a lot of girls there.
You smoke with Chappelle?
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm not gonna.
He had some good weed. He had some good stuff.
The weed, I didn't even take no hits of his weed at first because I was about to go perform.
Right.
And I knew he was gonna watch. So I didn't want to be too high. And I'm up there in my head too much. So I was just like, nah, I'll wait. But so when I met him, I had 2 shows that night.
Right.
And I met him right before my first show, right before I went on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So then I go on stage and he watches a little bit of the show and then because at the Hollywood Improv, there's another room called The Lab. It's a smaller room. Mm-hmm. When that comedian in that room was wrapping up his show, Chappelle just popped in and was like, hey, anybody want to stay and hang out? And like, I'm going to just jump on stage, like,
right.
So everybody stays, obviously it's Chappelle. So when I got off stage for my first show, the manager of the club was like, hey, Chappelle said go in that room now. So I went over there and I got on stage with him and I smoked cigarettes with him. I had never smoked cigarettes. I had smoked cigarettes before that a couple times.
Salem, business.
Nah, I hadn't smoked enough to even choose like my own.
Right.
My first HBO appearance got me smoking cigarettes.
Right.
But not regularly.
Right.
I appeared on HBO, but I was still very local. It didn't really like give me a career like that. So I showed up to the next local open mic at home after my HBO appearance, and I had a feeling that a lot of the comics were gonna ask me about it, and I got so anxious, so nervous. And a lot of comedians smoke cigarettes.
Really?
Yeah. So I went outside with the comedians that were smoking cigarettes, and to calm my nerves, I went to smoke with them.
Yeah.
So I smoked a couple cigarettes so that when I met Chappelle, I wasn't just like, it's my first time, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I got on stage with him, and hell yeah, I was gonna smoke with him, man.
Yeah. You meet Chappelle. He give you any advice?
Not like right off the bat. He did tell me though, he was like, man, you're like, he's like, I'm not like no teacher, nothing like that, but if there's anything you want to talk about or anything I could show you, like just hit me up. So when I closed the deal with Netflix, I asked him like, what are the do's and don'ts, or like what's the general direction I should go in now? And he kind of he sent me like these like 4 or 5 mini paragraphs and was like, this is what you got to do. This is what I recommend you do, And yeah, I think thanks to that, I had a good Netflix special.
Are there any comedians that you haven't met that you'd like to meet?
Man, I mean, not really. I wish I could have met Norm Macdonald. Rest in peace to him. I thought he was really funny. Or like, I wish I could have met Bernie Mac.
Mac.
He has jokes that I think people would have tried to cancel him.
Oh, way back when. I mean, him and Pryor.
A person like that though, a person that would say stuff like that on stage, I could only imagine what it was like hanging out with him.
Oh,
in
yeah.
person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wish I could have met Bernie Mac, man.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Have you ever been starstruck by anybody?
I was pretty starstruck when Chappelle walked in or when I met Kevin Hart, but at the same time, like, I just, I mean, I don't know what it is to be starstruck. I don't know when I'm annoying somebody.
Right.
So maybe I have annoyed somebody, but I don't know. Like, I don't like asking for pictures because I'm like, they're probably tired of it. But I don't know. I don't know if I've necessarily been like super starstruck.
Yeah. Joe Rogan and everybody that I've had, when I talk about Joe Rogan, they talk about from Miss Pat to a lot of people talk about how Rogan helps comedians that's trying to come up. Have you ever met Rogan?
Yeah, I did his show one time. But I'm supposed to do a show again. By the time this comes out, I probably would have done it already. But I'm so nervous on that show I don't know what to talk about on there. Everybody that goes on that show has conspiracy theories up the wazoo.
Yeah.
Or they're just like, you know, really funny and stuff. And I don't know what to talk about on the show like that. It's too much. Like, I'll go on there. I'll talk about whatever, but I feel like I'm not giving them good conversation.
Yeah, they conspiracy. They talk about the world is flat. There's, you know.
And then they got like science on like why flamingos can actually lift barbells or something like that. I don't know what to talk about on there. I haven't done my research.
You said that Adam Sandler, you know, you wanted to be kind of like a comedic actor like Adam Sandler. Have you ever met Adam?
Once, yeah. He gave me a hug. I didn't want to let him go. I love Adam Sandler, you know what I mean? Like anybody else. Like I grew up watching his movies, and I had a general. My manager, my agent set up like general meetings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get to meet with like production studios, and they get to know you.
Right.
They'll ask you questions like, do you want to write movies? You want to write TV shows? You want to act? Like, what? You know, because that's how they get to know you and see if they could ever use you in anything.
Correct.
And they told me, they're like, yeah, we got you a meeting with Happy Madison, so he might be there, he might not be there. And I'm in this meeting with these two dudes, and it's pretty cool, laid back. And all of a sudden, he just opens the door. He's like, who's this guy? And I was like, how you doing, Mr. Sandler? He's like, my name's Ralph Barbosa, whatever. And they introduced me to him. They're like, oh, yeah, he's got a Netflix special. And he's like, oh, congrats to you. He's like, is your family excited for you? I was like, man, some of them don't understand the word I'm saying, like on stage, like they don't know what's going on.
Right.
And he was just real cool, man. He gave me a hug, and it was cool as hell.
Right. Acting. Have you given up that?
Nah. I had a couple acting roles.
Okay.
I had one on the show Mo. Shout out to my buddy Mo Ammer.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever seen the show Mo. That show is like necessary right now. It's on Netflix. It's hilarious.
Okay.
He
I'll
wrote
check it out.
He wrote me in on the first episode of season 2.
Okay.
Season 1 is good. Season 2, I think, is even better. Season 2 is very necessary, especially with the things that are going on now.
Right.
I think Mo, it's crazy that Mo like wrote this with his team, and to see all the stuff that's been going on after he wrote it, like it's almost like he was predicting the future. Like it just touches on a lot of the stuff that's heavy in America right now and the world maybe, you know what I mean? But I was on that show. He wrote me in that show, and I did a commercial for Verizon where I was doing it in Spanish.
Right.
And they didn't like the way I spoke Spanish.
I mean, is there a way to speak Spanish?
Apparently, I speak like a country type Spanish. They say my Spanish is from North Mexico, which it is. That's where my family's from. It's
Right.
from North Mexico. But they were like, you need to talk like a neutral Spanish, and they had me with a dialect coach, and I didn't want to do it. But then they gave me a lot of money, so I was like, all right. I was like, but don't worry, Mexicans, I'll spread this money amongst the community.
George Lopez went viral. Basically, I guess they say he was hating on you because saying that nobody knew you. Get that. People from our community, when it should be a positive, should be uplifting, somebody from the community got out. Instead, somebody from the community say something negative. When you heard, I don't know if you heard it, but so I'm sure if you didn't hear it directly, I'm sure some family, friends, or loved ones told you or relayed to you what he had said.
Everybody sent me a video.
How did it make you feel?
I didn't care. He's a grown man. He can say whatever he wants. It's his podcast. He paid for the equipment. You know what I mean? Also, like I wasn't too hurt about it because I wasn't like a big Lopez fan growing up.
Right.
Some of my friends were into his stand-up, but I didn't think, like, and I'm not saying he's not funny.
Right.
You know, I just wasn't into George Lopez. So, like, you know, if it had been Adam Sandler, Dave Chappelle was like, hey,
but he's Hispanic. He's from the community. It hurts more. I ain't gonna lie. It hurts more when somebody from the community says something negative about me.
I guess so. I don't know. They just didn't really hurt too bad, you know. And he's a veteran comedian.
Maybe he's from South Mexico. And you from
As far as I was concerned, I'm like, look, man, I don't like if he wants to talk shit, what the like him then, you know. But it didn't hurt me too bad. And he's a veteran comedian. Like I think he's gonna go down as one of the GOATs, and he outranks me. He could say that stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like, man, I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. Like, I can't just sit here and be like, why are you doing that to me, George? Like, whatever. Like, what if when I'm his age, I'm doing the same thing? I don't know what I'm gonna be like.
You gonna be hating?
I hate so many people right now. I might. Nah, I hope not. I hope not.
But did you guys have a private conversation?
On the phone, yeah, he called me and he apologized. And I told him I didn't even want him to apologize. I'm like, bro, here's a
You like, okay.
But he was like, no. He's like, I didn't. He said, I really didn't know who you were.
Right.
And he's like, I asked around about you and people had nice things to say. So he's like, my bad, man. He's like,
do you believe it's important for the older generation to give guidance or to help? If asked, I'm not saying you have to go out of your way. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, in 20 years from now, when you're one of the elder statesmen of the comedic community, do you think it's your obligation if people were to reach out to Ralph and say, hey, Ralph, hey, man, what you think? I don't know if you've seen any of my specials or any of my performances, but if any advice that you can, partake on me, I would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, I think that if anybody ever wants my 2 cents, I'm happy to give them to you. That being said, I think when you, and maybe, like, people always have to keep in mind that, and especially in comedy, I think in comedy more than in other industries, when somebody gives you advice, you have to know that, like, it could be great advice, or it could be great advice that worked for them, and it could work like nothing for you. And yours, because everybody's comedy style is so different. My only advice to somebody who's in comedy younger than me is, like, you need to be very, very, very introspective. You need to hear how you sound and know how you come off. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's important to pass along whatever you know.
What are your thoughts on cancel culture? Is there a joke that you absolutely will not tell on stage?
Nah, I don't think my jokes get that bad. Like, if you're trying to cancel me, you gotta be like soft, like,
yeah,
like certified soft. You know what I mean? For one of my jokes to make you want to cancel me. But I don't like. How can you cancel? I think to cancel somebody, they have to, like, commit a heinous crime, like, for them to really lose all their fans. Because usually the people that are trying to cancel somebody is somebody who wasn't even a fan in the first place.
Right.
If a man or a comedian has a fan base, like, they're gonna be fine. You can't cancel them. You're gonna make his fans like him even more.
Right. Is there a joke that you regret telling? Like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have told that one, or told it like that.
Nah, I don't even remember half the jokes I tell. Jokes, I mean, like, I love, like, if I write a good joke, like, yeah, I'm proud of it, but at the same time, it's not like a painting where I'm like, oh,
right.
that was my masterpiece. Like, I'm out there saying poop and bud, and
yeah,
if they like it, they like it.
They don't.
They don't, fuck
my
it.
comedy ain't for you.
Yeah.
The Mexican, I think his name, what was it, OT?
A Mexican OT.
Yeah, that said the N-word.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there ain't no pass. You don't get to be all bad. I'm cool with the homies. No, bro.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, I can't speak for Mexican OT, but what I will say is that, I don't know what it's like in Georgia, but in Texas, a lot of us were saying it growing up. And I think it wasn't until I started going to open mics that I realized, like, I don't think we're supposed to be saying it.
Yeah.
But I was so enclosed, like, I was so.
But were you saying it around blacks, or were you saying it around in your community?
No, like, with black, like, you think there wasn't no black people where I grew up?
No, I'm just saying.
We weren't saying it, I heard this on TV, like, let's just say it. Like, it was just like saying bro or like that thing. But once I started kind of going outside of my own neighborhood, my own, like, circles, then I started realizing, like, nah, you're not supposed to be like
really?
saying
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's why, like, I kind of get where OT's coming from, but at the same time, like, yeah, I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna speak for OT and, like, be like, he shouldn't have said this, should have said that.
Right.
But, like, I somewhat understand what he was saying, you know what I mean?
Right.
Only because it's like, where we're growing up, everybody was saying it. Like, white kids were saying it where I was growing up with other black kids.
Right.
And, like, maybe some of the black kids didn't like it, but, like, nobody was saying nothing. Like, for the most part, like, it was okay.
Right.
There as kids. Now, as we grew up and started going into different circles, I think it was on us to kind of, like,
realize that, that ain't cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make a career saying this on stage. Like, you know?
Joke stealing. Where are you on joke stealing?
That's horrible. That's words. That's
Cause it's kind of split. I've heard people say, look,
well, Mexican saying the N-word is just a little bit worse than joke stealing.
so joke stealing is right below saying it. Because I've heard, different people say,
Might even be worse. Like at least when you're saying the N-word, you're not stealing someone's joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think that word. That's. But no, in seriousness though, because I've heard different comedians say different. It's like, hold on, if that's not the only joke, or tell better jokes, and then there are some people like, nah, bro, you can't do that. You cannot take someone's material, and even if you try to dress it up, even if I'm talking about a bird, you can't come back and say it was an owl, even though I was talking about an eagle and have the same premise.
I think that you're gonna cross premises no matter what with people.
Because your mind is a lot alike. I mean,
but you like if it's like it can get a little like sketchy where you're like, well they're similar, but it's a little different. Like, but if it's a little too similar, like just change it.
Yeah.
Like like you brought up the joke I did about aliens earlier.
Yeah.
There's a comedian out of Texas, the local guy. Not trying to down talk, like I'm not trying to be like he's not famous, but like, he's a comedian who like showed me where he was like, first I think he tried to say I stole his joke.
Right.
Cause the first few words were the same, where we're saying like, oh yeah, I believe in aliens, but like I don't believe in them.
Right.
But then his joke goes kind of this way and mine goes that way. But it was similar enough to where like I never did the joke again. I took it offline. Right. I'm like, you know what? It's too similar.
Right.
And I like, man, I think I'm creative enough. I could think of something else, like whatever, you know?
Right.
But I think that if it's like close enough, one of y'all has to stop doing it.
Right.
If you're a good comedian, you're gonna come up with something funnier anyway, like, the next joke. But like, don't. And I think older comics fight about that more than nowadays, because now it's like, I post it first, I said it first. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like even, because how do I know, like if a comic in Ohio has a joke similar to mine,
right,
but I never heard his joke or he never posted his joke and I posted mine, well, like I didn't steal it.
Right.
We had a similar joke ideas maybe, right? Now, if somebody posted a joke and then I just started doing that joke word for word, now that's an obvious steal.
Right.
That's heinous, chop his head off.
Right.
But back in the day, I think older comedians struggled with that kind of stuff more because they used to sell each other jokes. I don't think people do that in my generation.
Right.
I think that was like an old school thing. So people could be like, hey, you stole that joke for such and such. And they could be like, nah, I bought it.
I bought it.
Yeah.
Right. Have you ever had a joke stolen?
Yeah. But it was like local and it was like not even a good joke. I don't even remember how it went, but I didn't trip. My buddy Wes Corwin gave me the best advice on that. He's like, man, if they're stealing jokes, they're gonna run out of jokes to steal someday.
Right.
They're gonna burn out.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wrote a good joke worth stealing, you got it in you to write another good joke.
Mm-hmm. Do you write for other comedians?
Nah, but me and other, like if I'm hanging out with comedians and they want to talk shop and be like, hey, help me out with this bit I'm working on. Hell yeah, I'll help them write and they'll help me write. Felipe Esparza's helped me out write. Like he'll hop on a phone call with me and help me.
Who?
Felipe Esparza.
Okay.
He'll help me like cut
Said the joke, yeah.
Said the joke and stuff, yeah.
Now that you've made it, how have you been able to deal with fame?
I don't think I'm good at whatever level of fame I have, but I mean, I don't know. I don't like that people have opinions on, like serious opinions or like serious accusations on me. They don't know who I am. They might have seen me on a video for 45 seconds.
Right.
And they want to comment that like, oh, he probably voted for Trump or oh, he probably voted for Biden.
Did you?
Like, I didn't vote.
Oh, okay.
Which is probably worse.
Yeah,
I know both people hate that, you know what I mean? But I'd rather get hate for the truth than get hate for an assumption.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, like I just, that's the only part of fame I don't like is when people just comment real serious assumptions or accusations on me and they don't, off of one video, you know what I mean? 2 videos tops, like, man.
How has it changed your life?
When I'm home, I don't leave my house no more.
Really?
Yeah. I don't trust. I don't. Sometimes, like I love my fans.
Right.
Like I said, like they've given me everything. Like, and I'll always love anybody who's helped. But at the same time, man, like I've read so many ignorant ass comments that sometimes I'm at a Walmart and somebody will come up to me and be like, "Hey, you that guy?" And yeah, and then there's a it feels, even though it might be 5 seconds before their next question, it feels like an hour before. I don't know if they're gonna ask me for a picture or if they're gonna compliment me or when they take long to say the next thing, I'm like, this person has so many questions they want to ask about so much bullshit I don't want to talk about. And I'm like, which way? Like, what comment have you left before, bro? And I almost just want to walk out and be like, man, f off, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, like, then other people come up and they're just like, yo, bro, I like your stuff. And I'm just like, oh, thank God. Like, it's such a relief for them to just say something so quick and so nice.
And be gone.
And just be gone, yeah. Because other people, I'm like, what do you want to talk about, bro? Like,
Right.
What is it that you really want to say?
How's it dating now that you're famous and you got some bread and the people know you got bread?
I think there's been like a couple girls here and there that I'm like, I think they just think I'm rich, or maybe, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Or other girls think they don't trust me. They think that I'm not being genuine. They're like, you think because
You who you
on the
are.
road or who you are, you know, you probably say this to other girls. But I also don't even have the patience for it. Like if they don't believe me, all right then.
You been on some bad dates lately?
Not really. Haven't really been on any dates lately.
What would you consider a bad date?
Consider a bad day when I meet a girl who's just kind of like, I don't know, maybe doesn't take care of her hygiene, or maybe she's just like, I've been on a couple dates where the whole time a girl's like, can you do a video for like my cousin? He's a big fan. And I'm like, I'm trying to eat spaghetti with you. But I got sauce on my mouth. I'll do the video, but I'll never call them back. I'll never call them back on a date. Never again. We ain't ever hanging out again.
You're antisocial.
I mean, maybe like to a degree.
You're introvert.
I'm an introvert naturally. Once I start getting comfortable with people, I can come out my shell a lot.
Yeah.
But I started off on zero, you know?
Right. So let me ask you, ideal mate, ideal date. What do you want?
An ideal date?
Yeah, ideal.
I don't have expectations like that. I feel like I won't know what a good date was until after it's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't.
You don't have a type. You just like go with the flow, whatever. You know.
With the flow, yeah.
Yeah.
One time, I heard this on an anime. They said you don't know what type of person you were until right before you die because you weren't done living until that point. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know what a good date is until it's done.
Have you ever had a situation where like you said like they ask you to take videos or say happy birthday, and I hate that too. Don't get on FaceTime. Hey, can you say hey to my dad? My dad's a big fan. Can you say hey to my brother? Come on, bro.
I almost prefer, like I didn't used to like it. Sometimes they would just run up to you and they already have
Yes.
So I didn't used to like that, and I still kind of don't get me wrong. But I actually prefer that as it were to when they come up to you and they ask you like, can you do this? And then let's say you're like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And they're like, okay, let me just call them. And then they got to unlock their phone and they're nervous and they forget their code. And I'm like, bro, I got to go. I got shit to do.
Yeah, I got to
like,
Yes. It's like, I'm like, man.
I don't hate that necessarily, but it's just like, if you're going to.
I mean, if it's not too much.
Yeah. If you're going to sandbag me, like ambush me with this FaceTime, at least have the person on there already, bro. Like, we got to keep it moving.
Guess you never go guess who I ran into at the hill. You never go guess. Guess who it is.
And then I'm right there like,
that's what they are. Yeah, they ran into me.
You're not gonna tell me what to say either. You say what I want. It's my conversation. One time this lady pulled up like, this is my dad. I'm like, hey, your daughter's a whore. What the fuck do you want me to say, man? Like, I don't know you. You could be a whore. I don't know you.
Boy, I sure hope you didn't say that. But knowing you, hey, then you're a comedian, you can say it.
Yeah, I'm not.
No,
No,
but look, I think the biggest thing is that I don't mind. You know, sometimes I'm in a hurry, but it's like when they come up and says, "Oh, you gonna take this picture? Oh, you gonna do this? Whatever happened to ask? Do you mind taking a picture with me?
They'd be like, "Hey,
Do you mind? Do you mind
this
signing
picture real quick?"
Yes. How you gonna tell somebody they are? Oh, I gotta get this picture.
Here's the one that bothers me. Here's the one that I do hate. Like, this is the one that I'm like, we do this, I do not like you. Is when somebody calls me out from like a distance to be like, Ralph, and I look and then they go, come here. Who the are you, bro? I'm in the middle of a conversation over here with somebody. You're like, come here.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be talking with my friends and be like, sorry about this guy. This stranger's calling me. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Hey, or they call you. Hey, Shannon, Shannon, you Shannon Sharpe. I say, hey, yo, what's up, man? Are you Shannon?
Yes, bro.
You call my name. I turn around and say, yeah, what's up? And then you get close to me and say, you Shannon Sharpe?
People forget that you just like another person too, bro. Like, I don't like when people don't believe that I'm like me, but you asked me.
Yeah.
That happened on 4th of July. I went to go buy fireworks, and one of the dudes at the cash register was like, bro, he's like, you're Ralph, right? I said, yeah, man. He's like, can I get a picture? I was like, yeah, bro, no problem. And then his buddy comes up, and he's like, you're Ralph for real? I said, yeah. He's like, don't bullshit with me. I'm like, okay, I'm not. And then he's like, nah, but for real, like, are you Ralph? And I'm like, bro, it's not my job to convince you that I'm Ralph. Like, if you don't believe me,
right.
I don't care. Like, if you believe me or not. He's like, nah, bro, like, prove to me you're Ralph. I'm like, nah, fuck that. How am I gonna prove it, bro? You call my mom, bring my birth certificate? Like, if you don't believe me, what the fuck do I care?
Hold on. You send girls money on Cash App?
Have I sent girls money on Cash App?
Yeah.
Nah, not like if I
Not
if
recently,
huh? That's old Ralph. That was broke Ralph.
Hold up, if that's broke Ralph, how you got bread to send money on Cash
Broke
App?
Ralph would send her $20 and think he was doing something. He'd be like, here's some gas money.
Yeah, but they $20, they go cut it now, cause they won't nail. I mean, I be seeing the list like hair is like $400, nails is like $150, and then like skincare, like I'm like, well, damn.
I'd be impressed with girls that do all that. I'm like, did you pay for it all yourself? That's insane. But nah, I don't be sending girls no money on Cash App. Not unless, like, if my last relationship, I might have gave her some money here and there, but I learned my lesson.
What you learn?
I learned that I'm into girls who like to earn their own money. Now, if I was to give them a gift or something, I feel like they appreciate it more because they know the work that comes behind it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my biggest fear is that I'll date a girl who is just using me for the money and then go show off. Cause like, who go show off and be like, hey, look, he pays for this for me, he pays for that for me. I don't like that.
You don't like that, right?
If I pay for something for somebody, I want them to really appreciate
it. And it's not for the world, it's not for everybody.
And usually the people who appreciate it are the people who have their own career, their own job, you know what I mean?
Red flags. What are some of the red flags?
They're breathing.
I just want to know, do you care to share her name? The one that done the damage that made you become so cynical.
Look, man, I'm exaggerating a lot of the cynical stuff I'm saying here. But it's like everybody has red flags. I don't know what are some like major ones. I think maybe some of the major red flags is like, and look, this sucks to say, because like if I'm on a date with a girl and she gives me the chance to sleep with her on the first night, I'll probably take it. But that's probably a red flag.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But it also doesn't, it might not mean she's a hoe. Maybe we did just hit it off that night.
Right.
But I'm always going to wonder, like, does she do this with every guy? Does she sleep with every first date? How many first dates has she gone on this month? You know
what if she's wondering that about you? Does he do this
Probably
on every date?
Yeah, I probably got tons of red flags.
You get jealous if someone you're seeing, they mention something that they did with their ex. Well, maybe they went bowling. Maybe they went this or they did that. You get jealous?
I don't get jealous, but I would say that, like, if they keep bringing up their ex, I'm gonna wonder if they're trying to get a reaction out of me.
Yeah.
And if they're doing that, I'm like, why? That's another red flag.
Okay.
Why do you want to get the reaction?
Right. And if he was so great, why are you here with me now and not with him?
Yeah, go f that guy. He sounds amazing. I want to meet him.
Why? But you know what they're gonna say. If I wanted to be with him, I would be with him. But I'm here with you. Why are you so? Why are you so insecure?
Yeah, why are you bringing up those memories?
You don't see me throwing up my. Well, oh man, she used to cook me breakfast, bring me breakfast in bed. We used to go watch to the movies. We used to hold hands walking on the beach.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear that.
God forbid I bring up my ex on the first date. You know what I mean?
Your father, you mentioned your father. Obviously, you're very close to your uncle. What type of father are you to your son?
I think I'm pretty stern. I feel like when you have a kid, that it is now your responsibility to make sure that this person doesn't go out into the world and just become a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make sure that I'm raising a kid who can be a good person, who can be a good member of society, who can be respectful to others and hold his own, and you know what I mean, be responsible. But at the same time, like, I gotta let him be a kid. So I think I'm the type of father who's always in his head, but I'm trying to have fun with my son. I want him to have a childhood. I want him to not worry about adult problems or like problems. He's 6 right now.
Right.
So I try to make sure he can live like a 6-year-old, but I also try to stay stern on him and make sure that he's not becoming this spoiled brat who's developing patterns that, because sometimes some things is like, let him get away with that, he's a kid, but other things it's like, nah, that's a pattern that's gonna get worse as he gets older, and he'll never break it. You know what I mean? So like, I think I'm pretty stern but fun. You
found out your ex was pregnant after you guys broke up.
How'd you know that? Who you been talking? You do talk to my ex, right?
So when she told you, I'm pregnant, did you think she was telling you that to try to get back with you?
She was being honest.
Yeah.
And we were like on and off.
Mm-hmm.
We were young. We were like, 20, 21. We started dating, we were like 18, 19. Now,
that was your wife and you didn't even know it.
we ended up getting pregnant, whatever, like 20, 21. My son was like, I was like 22 when my son was born, So we were just real dumb, real immature, real toxic for each other, maybe. So I don't think she wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna do this to get back with him. It was what it was, and we dealt with it.
Right. You put yourself on child support.
Yeah. Because she was being difficult. I might have been being difficult with her too, I don't know, but she was being like extra. She was very emotional.
Right.
Once I had my son, all my decisions were really about him, and
right.
I think a lot of hers were.
And you try to take the emotion out of it. Look, I understand that. It didn't work out between you and I, and whatever the case may be. But in the best interest of him, let's try to be the best parents we can be. Although we're not together, but there's something that's never going to change. You're going to always be his mom. I will always be his dad. Yeah. And we're going to have to live. We're going to be in each other's life forever.
We're man, for a minute, I shoot like a tumor in my head. But one thing I kept reminding myself is that, like, man, we're on the same team.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Which is something I feel like a lot of people need to remind themselves when they're struggling. And some people were like, man, I don't want to pay no child support because of the money or whatever. I had no problem putting myself, I mainly did it because we were having a lot of conflict over scheduling. And if I was going to take my son or not, she didn't want me to like take him nowhere, whatever. And so I put myself on child support to take the power out of her hands. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I wanted to see my son way more than every other weekend. Right. I didn't want to just stick to that. But at least like this, it was like, you can't say
you can't deny. You can't say no.
Deny just because you're mad.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And as far as the money goes, I think I'm fortunate that my son's mom has never been irresponsible with money. Whether if I gave her $700. And I said, spend every dime of this only on my son, not for you. Like, she'll do that.
Right.
And a lot of it was out of spite too, because she was like, I don't want to take your money. You don't got to support me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I never had a problem paying child support.
Right. How different are you as a dad than your dad was to you?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think we're different in a lot of ways. My dad was very stern with me. My dad didn't like no jokes. My dad would pick me up and we'd go to like a family party and I would be my usual self, like how I'm at home, say some jokes, and my dad would like raise his hand like he's gonna smack me for like everything I said was disrespectful to my, like in my dad's eyes.
Uh-huh.
So like with my son, I think we joke a little more.
Mm-hmm.
I do try to tell him like, hey, don't say stuff like that. You know what I mean? On certain subjects, but like, I think the biggest part is that like, I can joke with my son a little more and like, let him know it's okay to like, speak your mind. Whereas with my dad, he's like, you better not be thinking like that. You better not be joking like that. And she's like, God damn, I don't know. I better just be a mute.
I read that you're learning. It's not necessarily you're teaching, but you're learning as your son is learning.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think anybody knows how to be a parent.
Right. There ain't no, because it varies. I mean, everybody write these books on how to be a parent or being a parent for dummies or whatever the case may be. But
you got to be adaptable.
You got to be a parent.
Yeah, you just got to do your best. Just try your best. When my son asks me questions, why is this, why is that, I'll answer to the best of my knowledge. If I don't know, I'll tell my son, I don't know. Let's find out.
Right. You said that when your son asks you a question, it's like a new employee trying to tell a newer employee what to do.
Yeah, but I'm still figuring it out myself, bro. We'll figure it out together.
But so when you get him, what do you guys like to do together?
Go to the movies. We go to the movies a lot, or arcades. He loves arcades. But my son is a lot like me in the fact when I was growing up, when I was his age, he's the same way. He loves to be on like at home. He don't like to go nowhere, like unless it's to the movies.
Right.
And even at that, he don't like to go to the one that's far. He's like, go to the one that's close. Get back close. So like he loves to be at home. He loves to be in front of the TV. And I watch whatever he watches, or like I make sure he watches what I watch. You know what I mean? Like, but he loves to be at home or with the Hot Wheels. We set up the little Hot Wheels. We have little competitions on which one can stay on the track the longest. Stuff like that. Like he's very homebody.
Women like men that kids.
You think so?
He help you pick up women?
I think when I don't really post them now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because my biggest fear is that somebody will say something ignorant.
Right.
Like responding. So I don't really post them.
But when you at the movie, just you and him, or y'all going to the arcade?
Not.
Yeah,
Maybe, I don't know. But like before, when I used to post them, before I had any fame, I'll post them. Yeah, girls will respond to the story, be like, oh, this is so cute, or like whatever. Especially if it's like, you know, another, like a single mom or something, you know, maybe feel more comfortable with you.
Yeah, it's like, well, you know, we ought to get together, you know, have our kids, have a play date.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I tried that once. My son hated it. My son hated it. My son hated that other kid. I dated a girl for like 2 months and she had a kid. Her kid was cool with her, but like, man, my son hated that. He would tell me, he's like, I don't want to hang out with them.
He likes being the only child.
Yeah, he has 2 sisters through his mom.
Yeah.
His mom had 2 more kids after him. And so like he's cool to his sisters, you know, whatever. But like, yeah, he has a lot of only child syndrome.
Nah, it ain't that, it's you. He wants all this time to be with you.
He does, yeah. He does like the
That's what that is. Because you said he doesn't have a problem with his other siblings, but his other siblings are not around when he's with you.
Yeah, when it's just me and him, it's just
he good.
Him, so.
He wants your undivided attention.
Yeah. Which I love it. I mean, I'm for it.
Good luck getting married, having a girlfriend, having another kid. Good luck with that.
We'll see how it goes.
Are you type 1 diabetic?
Yeah, type 1.
When did you realize you have it?
I was like 6.
Really?
Yeah.
So you had juvenile diabetes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does it say it like that, Drew? That sounds like I was like a bad kid. Like, he diabetic and he don't know how to act. He's diabetic and he steals.
I guess kid diabetes, but So how have you had? I mean, how did that impact you as a child?
Man, I think that made me feel weird a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want other kids to know or to ask me about it, but they would, cause like every grade, pretty much 10 minutes before whatever our lunchtime was, I would have to go to the nurse's office to like check my sugar and take insulin. And so kids, like, I would hate it. I would be like on edge because I would hate it. I was just anticipating the day that one of my classmates would be like, why you leave early?
Yeah.
Fuck. I have to tell them now. But for the most part, they would be like, oh, okay. And then, you know, they wouldn't really ask too much about it. But yeah, I definitely felt like a little weird in some classes. As I got older, I got over it, you know what I mean?
Were there certain things that you couldn't eat because it would drop your insulin level or it would spike it?
It would spike it, you know. I had to learn to like, I had to be very, like I have to know my body and how it reacts and stuff. I have to feel a lot. Like I could feel it when my sugar's getting low. I could feel it when it's getting high. Some diabetics can't feel it.
Right.
And some can. Like I'm very sensitive to it. So like, yeah, there'll be times where we're at school and like they're doing a pizza party with snacks and cupcakes and everything. And they'd be like, why aren't you eating a cupcake? And I'd be like, oh, I just don't want one.
And you really want one.
Yeah. Or there'll be other times where I'm eating one and one of the kids that already knows I'm diabetic, he's just looking out for me, but now he's putting me on the spot. He's like, you can't eat that. Don't let him eat that. Like, you know, I was like, bitch, let me get away with a cupcake.
So you have one of those things on that you check with your phone and you check it all the time?
Nah, I'm trying to get one, but I got this shitty insurance right now. I can't even get the damn appointment with the doctor. But
right.
Anyway, I'm working on that right now.
So, but I'm trying to think, is there a lot of sweets in the Hispanic diet?
Man, there's a lot of lard and flour and milk and.
So I was thinking like
the Hispanic diet is designed to give you high blood sugar and high blood pressure.
But does anybody else have diabetes in your family?
So it's kind of a funny story. So my grandpa was a old school type man. What that means is, you know, he used to cheat on my grandma and a lot. And so I have an uncle that my mom found, I think on Facebook maybe. So it's like her, what do they call it? Estranged brother? Like,
yes.
He was raised by his mom,
right.
My grandpa's side chick. So that uncle was the only other relative with diabetes. My mom has it now, but she didn't get it till like adulthood. And I think my uncle did too, but like, I was the only one. Everybody was like, how did he get diabetes? Like, no, there's no family history of it. And then we found out that it's on my grandpa's side. We found out through his bastard children.
You mentioned one of your friends, Ken Flores. He died at age of 28 of cardiac arrest. When you received that call?
It was horrible.
28.
We're the same age, me, Ken, and Renee.
Okay.
I feel like there was something special about the three of us just because we're the three Hispanic comedians, the exact same age, all three born in 96. Ken was from Chicago. He was in Chicago and then later on moved to Aurora. So he's from Chicago area.
You moved to Aurora, Colorado?
Ken did, yeah.
Okay.
Ken moved there when he was a kid from Chicago.
Okay.
Which is, it's basically the same. Maybe not to them, you know, but for outsiders, I'm like, it's all Chicago.
Yeah, right.
And Renee being from California, from like LA area, me being from Texas, even though we're from three different parts of the map, I felt like we all come from like this similar background. We all grew up Mexican as hell.
Right.
You know, probably crazy ass families, maybe a little traumatic. But we all grew up with the same dream and we started popping off around the same time. And so I feel like that really brought us closer together. So yeah, it sucked, man, when I got that call. I was immediately worried about Renee because Renee and Ken were super, super close.
Right.
Touring together all the time. And I was on Alcatraz. I went on that tour. I had been on
Alcatraz Island, the one
in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I love going to San Francisco. Shout out to
I thought you was talking about the immigration thing that they're talking about now.
No, that wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah, I was like, how'd you get on that?
This was back in January. And I had just did a set with Renee and Ken like not even a whole week before. Me, Renee, and Ken were working on a tour together. We're working all the details to tour together. And they you know, our agents, our managers routed this, they had this whole route, the schedule, all the details, all the commissions, everything, right? And the day that we're supposed to like sign off, like the three of us each put our signature on there, the tour is set.
Yeah.
Was the day that we heard Ken pass. And it sucked. I remember I was in San Francisco and I got off this Zoom meeting with some people from FX because they saw me. They came to my show in LA. I did a pop-up show in LA. I had just filmed the Hulu special. I filmed the Hulu special. The next day I go to LA just to hang out and start working on new material. And I booked this show right there in LA, and Renee comes and he brings Ken. And I'm like, hey, I told both of them, I was like, I'm gonna go on stage for like 10, 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna bring y'all on stage.
Right.
And they're like, nah, it's your show, bro. We
Yeah,
just came
do
to
you.
support and hang out. And I was like, nah, that. Y'all are here.
Yeah.
Like, y'all have to, like, y'all have no option.
Right.
And so we go on stage. We end up doing like an hour and a half getting drunk on stage and bullshitting with the audience. You know what I mean? And there's a moment, it was like something out of a movie, how everything's so dramatic, because there's like a moment we're on stage and me and Renee are talking about how much we love Ken, and we're like, we're sandwiching him, we're hugging him, like, you know, and a few days later, I'm in San Francisco and FX, the people from FX, the executives were at that show. I forgot they were at that show. I'm like, man, they heard us say so much stupid shit on there. And I was like, probably didn't even like it. Whatever. So a few days later, I'm in San Francisco, and we're in this email talking about how like, hey, like we need y'all to sign off on the tour dates, like as soon as if y'all like it, because me, Ken, and Renee agreed that like nothing can move forward until the three of us talk and agree on it.
Right.
So they're like, hey, did y'all talk about it yet? Did y'all like it? I'm like, I talked to Renee, but I didn't talk to Ken yet. I'm gonna talk to him later today. Like, we'll see, you know? So I write back that email, like, yeah, I'm gonna talk to them. Yeah, don't worry about it. Then I hop on the Zoom call with the people from FX, and they're like, man, they start off with the basic conversation. How'd you get into comedy? Do you want to write with her? And then they kind of switch gears, and they're like, hey, they're like, you and Renee and Ken on stage, like, that was really funny. Like, that was hilarious. They're like, do you guys want to work more together? Like, what do y'all got planned? And I'm like, man, we're about to go on tour together.
Right.
Like, we're about to sign off on that shit. We're about to go on tour together. They're like, would y'all ever want to make a movie, write a show? And you know, when a comedian has his own show, it takes a lot of work. It's a lot of writing. It's months and years of writing and yeses and nos here and there, you know what I mean? And I remember that lady straight up, she hadn't cussed the whole Zoom call. I was afraid to cuss because, you know, so like...
Professional,
But she started cussing. She was like, yo, we're funny. She was like, if y'all ever wanted to make a show, y'all just write it. I'll make that shit happen.
Right.
And I was like, damn. Like, I had no interest in writing a show, but I know Renee likes that stuff. And I was like, I'm going to tell them, like, that maybe they'll want to do that shit. We'll see. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to talk to them later today. I was like, today we have a meeting. So, like, I'm going to talk to them. And, yeah, man, to kill time, I go do that Alcatraz tour later that day. I always like that tour. I've been on it like 3 times.
Okay.
And I get the call as the tour's over, like I'm waiting for the boat to come back to take it back. And I get the call about Ken, and man, it felt like that boat was never gonna arrive. Like I just felt like I'm sitting on this stupid ass island. Like I don't even want to be there, but I also don't even know where to be. Like I don't know what to do. And yeah, like I'm not making none of this up. This is like, it sounds dramatic as but I remember just sitting on that boat on the way back to San Francisco, and I see these 3 seagulls flying, following the boat, and then one of them just goes off, and then 2 go this way. And that shit just made me burst into tears, man. Like, damn. But Ken was so cool and so funny. Like, I have to remember, and I know Renee feels the same way, and like, I have to, even though we're sad he's gone, I have to just focus on the time we did get with him and like be grateful for what we had with him.
Right.
You know? And his parents are so cool. I met his parents. I didn't meet his parents till after he passed away, but they're very positive. And
Right.
his mom was always smiling. His mom came out on stage and just,
Awesome.
she was so cool. His family is so cool. Everybody that I've met that was a part of his team is just, he had the best people around him.
Transitioning.
You talk about hookers?
No. The relationship between your community and my community. There seems to be differing of opinions. Some says it's okay, some says it's not. We see right now what's going on with the mass deportation, and it's like, well, we need our black brothers, which is people that look like me, to be supportive.
I think that's up to each individual on their own. This is my personal opinion. I'm not saying like this is how people need to think or nothing like that. Personally, I feel like, and again, I cannot emphasize this enough. This is an opinion of a comedian who makes stupid, juvenile diabetes jokes. Don't take me too serious. Y'all be crucifying me for my stupid ass little opinions. I don't think that just because you're of a color, you're obligated to support one person or another. I've met black Republicans, I've met black liberals, like, support who you want to support, you know what I mean? I remember like when the Black Lives Matter protests were going on, it's like if you kind of stayed silent, it kind of looked bad, you know, it sucked, you know what I mean? And like, not that I was out there protesting, but I do feel, I know who I was in support of and like what I was doing to support, you know what I mean? But now that it's like this, it's like, well, I don't think because you're black, we need you to support, but I think, hey, if you really are a supporter of like what's going on with like us in our situation, like whether you're black, Chinese, whatever, like white people, like I like to see it. I appreciate it from when I see it. But I do think it's a little like, when I see like black people be like, man, deport them. I'm just like, damn, bro.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I mean,
like that.
I think, I look at it like this. You got what you voted for. If somebody tells you this is what I'm going to do, you can't be surprised when they do what they said. They ran on that.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna sit here and be mad at like a black person who's supporting Trump, because it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, bro, but you're black, you gotta understand me. Like, nah, like I don't know, there's Mexican, like you've seen it, especially in Texas. There's so many Mexican Trump supporters, and that really has my mind boggled.
I'm like, bro, you know what he's like said he's gonna do, and it's gonna break up families and X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, but, bro, like, and I don't like. I mean, I don't care. Like I'm saying, like I don't care I don't care what race you are. Support who you want to support.
Absolutely.
The only one that does like confuse me is when Mexicans are so hard on the border laws. Like, bro, like we didn't get here 400 years ago.
Right.
A lot of our people are just immigrated here. Like, you've been here like a generation and you already want to close the borders. Like, bro, that's like if you just walked in the club and you're like, y'all should close now.
Right.
I'm here.
Yeah, well, that's what has to happen. I'm up here, so I'll pull the ladder out the way.
Yeah.
So that way I'm here.
What makes you so special, bro?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I totally understand.
That's why with Mexicans, when they go super Republican, that's why I'm like, that's the only time I'm confused. Everybody else, I'm like, all right, do you? I'm sure you have your reason.
I get what you're saying. What can they expect on the Hulu special?
A whole lot of tomfoolery. Just jokes, personal stories, some observations, some opinions. I think you can expect to laugh.
Right.
I think you can expect to laugh. My Netflix special, Nate Bargatze gave me some good advice. He's like, hey, put all your best jokes out there. Mm-hmm. And the pressure to need more jokes is gonna make you write more jokes. So that's what I did on my Netflix. That's what I did on my Hulu. Personally, I might catch some backlash for saying this. I think I like the jokes on my Hulu one better.
Really?
Yeah. Cause my Netflix one, I was still so nervous.
Right.
I was still getting used to having a following.
Mm-hmm.
my Hulu one, I feel like I got to go back to just being my normal self.
Right.
I was like, the person who I am, it took me a while to like be comfortable being that on camera. So when I got on Netflix, I'm like, oh, I want to show them this because I want them to know I'm this, or I don't want them to know I'm that.
Right.
On Hulu, I'm like, look, bro, this is just me. Like,
What you see is what you get.
what you see. So like my Hulu special, I'm a little more comfortable with it.
Right.
I don't know how much y'all gonna respond to that. I think
It's gonna be good.
it's better than my first one.
Wow.
So I hope y'all enjoy it.
Why do you want to be buried in pajamas?
Cause I never walked around in suits. I mean,
I mean, what about,
Some-
cons and, black
Converse
jeans
on.
and a tee?
I don't know. My biggest fear is that the afterlife, you have to wear the clothes you were buried in. Whether I'm in like heaven or hell, I just want to be comfortable.
You also said babies should be made to wear suits at the beginning because
First impression.
first impression is everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a little, like if I go to the hospital to see a newborn baby, it needs to be an impressive baby.
So you need a little double-breasted suit.
Welcome to the world, kid. You start earning your keep.
Oh, man. Ralph Barbosa. Thank you, bro.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
you, man.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, big hands.
Yeah, catch footballs.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.